Great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
I won't risk it, I trust you.
The Republic are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day.
I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Handy bags, please.
From driving trains
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
to making breakfasts
Took that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
to controlling the whole train set.
Morning, that's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. East Coast Trains is a huge operation. Behind the scenes, a dedicated workforce grafts 24/7 to keep everything on track.
We are the unsung heroes of the railway.
And on the front line is an army of devoted ambassadors.
I'll put your suitcase in so you're not standing there for a while.
From whistleblowers to breakfast chefs.
Oh, me bacon.
These guys and gals are the public face of the railway, and they're primed for every eventuality.
Apparently there's some suspicious youths just up around the cycle racks.
Oh, look, your coat's all undone.
Highly trained to deal with the best
If anybody wants the paper, I'll leave it here.
and the worst that we, Joe Public, can throw at them.
If you did this on an airline, you'd get to your destination and you'd be arrested.
It's their job to keep calm and carry on.
They reckon there's a total loss of power, but being a Friday, it couldn't get worse.
Through good times and bad.
That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my life.
I had one guy who said, "Can I have a poached egg?" And I said, "No, you can't have a poached egg." I says, "Because we've only got omelettes. I do apologise, sir." And he went, "No." He says, "I don't think you understand. Can I have a poached egg?" And I went, "I don't know what you would understand, that I've only got omelettes." And I had to say it quite sternly. And he went, "But really, don't they come from the same place as chicken?" And I went, "Well, they do, but..." I says, "They're not made on a train, so the omelettes are made and then they're brought on, and I regenerate them." And he went, "So you don't do poached eggs?" And I just went, nah, mate, nah.
All aboard the Full English Breakfast Club. Dishing up over 16,000 fry-ups a year are top chef Mark and customer service assistant Karen.
Morning. Did you place an order with the chef this morning? What did you order? Here we go. And for yourself. All right. We're off. Any tomato sauce or brown sauce? Thank you very much. Cheers.
Got a lid. Put the dog on it.
It's 4:20 in the morning. Mark's always very tired at this point, and I'm always very ill. Morning, you all right? We're on the 045 from Newcastle to London King's Cross this morning. We stop at Durham, Darlington, Northallerton, York, Doncaster, Newark, Northgate, Grantham, Peterborough, and then London King's Cross. So 9 stops. 9 stops, yeah. 9 stops. 8 of them we pick up and we do the service from.
East Coast services start at 4:45 a.m., catering for sleep-starved commuters. 16 members of staff rose well before dawn to get this Newcastle to London train up and running.
Coming alive now, coming alive.
Despite the cosy cooking area, Mark still has 5 different breakfast dishes up his sleeve.
Karen, I hate the bits on the rosti, so I just smooth the rosti down. Do you know what I mean?
The conditions may be cramped, but Mark wouldn't want to chef anywhere else.
You've got your bonuses of a fantastic job, and you've got the job security, because you know you refer to the railway as a job for life as well, because you just feel very secure in your job on the railway. Woo! Smoky! This is typical.
This is my toast.
This is Sue toast. Oh, it's lovely, as you can see.
When the heat's on in the kitchen, it's often Karen who keeps an eye on quality control.
Could never ever serve anybody that, could you?
I went to the job centre and they said to me, we've got 2 jobs here. Either one be a butcher or one join the railway. And I thought, well, transport sounds interesting to me. None of my family or relatives have ever been on the railway. I'm the first person in the family to work on the railway, so I'll go for it.
Yes, 47 years after taking that job, JR is now one of the York team's longest-serving members. He's done almost every job at the station. But the thing he loves best is dispatching trains. Over his 5-decade-long career, JR has sent off over 50,000 services.
Anybody for the London, you want to be further down. Further down. Doors up.
Today is a very important day.
8:43.
Because after all those years on the job, JR is retiring.
Hello, Graham.
Is this your last day?
It is. I thought you... Is that for me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
I wish you all the best.
Oh, you're a big mate of mine. It's all right, Syria.
And one of York's regulars, train spotter Graham, is determined to mark this momentous occasion.
Oh, my God. It's like Christmas all over. Oh, this looks interesting. Let's see what it is. Decanter. Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much, Graham.
Remember and fill it with Scottish whiskey.
I will do now. That's my card. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll treasure that. Good luck, goodbye from Graham. Train spotter. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I will miss him, but life goes on, doesn't it?
For JR is going to be a long and emotional final day. It's hen and steak-tastic at Newcastle Station. Until disaster strikes.
They reckon there's a total loss of power.
Never happens at the quietest of times.
Spanning the length of Britain, the East Coast Line clocks up 19 million passenger journeys a year. Its staff have seen it all.
I had a lady come into the station and I could see she was like holding her face like this. And her husband ran over and he went, excuse me. I went, what's the problem? Can I help you? He went, my wife's glass eyes popped out. He went, it's on the track. What had happened was her son was going away in the army or something and she'd cried that much that the eye had popped out. We took it back up and I actually helped the lady wash it. She put it back in and I never laughed all the way through, but it wasn't until later on Glenn said to me, you kept your face straight all the way through that. He said, you even washed that glass eye. He went, if that's not going the extra mile, I don't know what is.
Jumping eyeballs are not the only bizarre items the East Coast staff have to contend with.
We've had wooden legs, all sorts in our lost property, blow-up dolls, everything.
At York Station, Julie's been directing trains and playing mum to passengers for 14 years.
What you done? Lost your bag?
Yeah, I've lost all my bags.
Where's your case? Are you just going for a day?
Yeah, I'm off to the Shard Tower.
Oh, look, your coat's all undone. All not right.
Well,
There you go.
I did an emergency toilet from the top.
Julie's duties are wide and varied, and she's used to dealing with the unexpected.
From leaving the children on the platform, people collapsing, injuries, everything. I just love it. Every day is different. You get disruption, and it's just lovely.
Today, it's not so happy Abby who has caused the disruption.
Just to let you know, I'm going to be a bit late because I've been an idiot and dropped my bags down the train line. All right, I'll see you when I can.
Did it just slip out of your hand?
I was an idiot and had my bag on my suitcase and lifted it up to get into the carriage and it just fell down. Nightmare.
It may just be a little handbag, but any item on the track signals major disruption.
Hello, it's Julie Garney. Stop the services coming through platform 3 while I'm on the track. Yes, please. Thank you, bye. Got my high visible vest on, I've got my boots on, trousers. I don't want to go down with a skirt on. Show all my legs.
I'm a hairdresser, so all of my equipment's all in my bag. And I've missed my train now. I'm on my way to do a photo shoot in Sheffield. Such an idiot. I feel really bad.
With an entire track out of service, Julie leaps into action.
There you go. All right.
You're welcome, Abby. That's all part of the service.
All done, and the lady's got her bag back.
Newcastle, a mecca for stag and hen parties. It's the last Friday of the month, Payday, and hundreds of revelers are arriving at the station for the start of a big night out. On the platform tonight is Daz, a man who's come across so many crazy costumes he could open a fancy dress shop.
It was last year, the year before, one lost these 2 tiger suits and lost property, and they've been left by obviously some stag party. So me and Mark put these tiger suits on, ran around the station. It was just absolutely funny as hell. Everybody was cracking up laughing. It was me and Collie just running around in these tiger suits. It was a right laugh.
From early afternoon, there are hens aplenty flouncing on and off trains.
You getting married, mate?
And ever alert to the call to action, Banana Man, who's less alert than a superhero should be.
And always wear clean pants, kids, in case you get hit by a car.
I was going to say she'll be a lucky girl, but he wasn't packing much, right?
Daz has been working at Newcastle Station for 12 years, and Payday Friday shifts are always the liveliest.
The problems we get with stag and hen parties, we get a lot of delay off trains because what they do is they're obviously just sitting to the very last moment. They hear the announcements on the train, but they're not really paying attention. Then when the train stops, they're like looking out the window and they can see the Newcastle sign and they say, "We're here." All right, girls, we'll have to rush you. had instances where people have put the windows down and they've actually physically dived out onto the platform because obviously they've realised that it's their station.
What is the train speed?
What the hell are they doing in that?
Daz has his hands full with a station full of party animals. But his shift is about to get a whole lot harder.
Nothing going north at the minute.
90 miles south at East Coast Control Centre, there's high drama. A lightning bolt has hit some of the signals, and this could mean chaos for the network and for Daz.
East Coast Control, Robin speaking. Basically, at about 3 o'clock, there was a thunderstorm south of Berwick. That's knocked out some of the signalling. What we've had to do is cancel trains at Edinburgh and cancel trains at Newcastle to stop sending trains towards the affected area.
They reckon there's a total loss of power, so the next 2 trains I think will make it in, and then we might not have nothing for a while.
Delays are bad at the best of times, but on a busy Friday, they're disastrous. 17 trains an hour, each carrying around 400 passengers, are scheduled to pass through Newcastle today. With the service stalled, disgruntled passengers will not only get stuck on board, thousands could start to pile up on the station platforms.
And you're talking tens of thousands of passengers and pack into the doorways as well. And obviously it's rammed, you've just got a sea of passengers everywhere.
A lot of people going home for the weekend, etc., going away for the weekend. You know, sod's law, but that's the way it is. Never happens at the quietest of times.
Looks like Daz's Payday Friday could become the shift from hell. In York, a veteran of the railways, JR, has seen his fair share of crisis management. But today, his shift is not about controlling chaos, it's about saying goodbye.
There's 3 teams on the art station. To me, it's like my family. So I meet them regular. If I want for a drink, I'll see them somewhere. Go around to see them at their house, have a drink with them. Oh yeah, they're all keep friendly. Yeah, always be there, always be my mates.
All the best to you, darling. You take care.
When I left my house this morning, I thought, it's weird. When I come back here at 2 o'clock or whatever, I finished.
That's it.
And this gentleman here is always giving me mints. He looks after me on the sweet department. See you later.
There's one person who means more to him than all the rest. His teammate of 17 years and current boss, Paola.
JR is loved, honestly, by everybody here. He's just always been the same. He comes into work positive, upbeat, always the same, never sad.
Oh, what's that? Forever friends. And we will be. We will be always friends for the rest of our lives, Paola.
Okay.
All right.
Enjoy today.
I know what that one now going up. We changed locks. I'm only joking. Yeah, so, hey, can't go in. Keep him out. They've changed hot locks. He's gone. Change them. That's it.
We do actually change the codes on the door when people leave. But it's that's just what we do as part of process and security, but he'll never be shut out.
As one of Paola's team takes his leave, another new recruit's life on the railway is just beginning.
I was in my previous role as a fishmonger, and one of my customers was Paola, the station manager now, and like what she saw in me, thought I'd be good at the job. I got, you could say, poached. It's a massive change for me, but it's the best decision I've ever made, to be honest.
Paola might have poached Liam away from the salmon, but he's got a lot to prove before he's ready to dispatch trains like JR. At the moment, his main task is station security.
Every hour, I have to do a full lap of the station. So I'm looking for anything suspicious, any hidden packages, all of them platforms, the travel centre, the car parks, the bike racks. I've got to check all that within 1 hour, and I've got to do that every hour for my full shift.
Railway rookie Liam has to be extra specially vigilant.
Apparently there's some suspicious youths just up around the cycle racks. They passed a few minutes ago, drinking. I don't think they were probably old enough to drink, but the police are on their way anyway. I'm pretty sure they've cleared off, but I have to go down this platform anyway, so. And the police have just gone down by the bike racks as well, so just to check that those youths have definitely cleared off, which it appears they have. At random intervals also, the Department for Transport, they will come and they'll test us. They can and quite often do plant something. So last time it was a small black hole doll. They give us 2 hours really to find it. So they're the hide and seek experts really.
Did you find it on that occasion?
The last time, no, I didn't. So I really feel the pressure now to make sure next time they come that I've got to find it. So I think, yeah, if Liam's great at his job, Liam's going to find it. If Liam's on duty, we know we're safe. Yeah, no worries, Pav. I'm on platform 7, but I'll make my way over.
Liam's been called to check a security alert.
I just had a message of some unattended luggage at the front of the station, so this is when I come in useful and earn my money, so I'm have to have a look at that.
The unattended bag could represent a major security threat. Liam is straight on the case.
Let's have a look. Yeah, as predicted, pretty much nothing. Nothing. No, I think we're all clear. Safe to fight another day.
Problems pile up on Payday Friday.
And the more build-up of passengers it is, then it becomes really dangerous.
And while the hens make the best of a bad day, it could be game over for the stags.
The only person that caught the last train north was the stag.
It's Payday Party Friday in Newcastle, and Information Controller Daz is in the middle of one of the most stressful shifts of his year. Everybody wants to start their weekend, but thousands of passengers are going nowhere fast.
All I can do is ask you to wait a while. There's nothing moving at the moment north of Newcastle.
Okay.
So if you have a seat in the waiting room or on the platforms, and as soon as we know something, we're going to come round, but listen to our announcements as well, yeah?
Okay.
If I have a seat in the waiting room, I have a seat on the platforms, and as soon as we know, we'll let you know.
Right,
listen to our announcements, so madam, okay?
All right, thanks very much.
90 miles south in the central control room is controlled chaos because of an unexpected lightning strike.
45 minutes. Who am I to stop thundering and lightning? I'm afraid, you know, that does happen. The systems short out. And we don't end up with a situation unsafe, and we don't end up with a train heading into an area where there is no signalling at all.
4 trains heading north from King's Cross and 3 trains heading south from Scotland have all been stopped in their tracks.
There's a waiting room and that there if you want to keep warm and that up here. As soon as we know, we'll let you know. Cheers, thank you. The hardest thing is obviously the passengers all want to know what's going on. Until I don't know anything, I'll try to listen to that and keep the trains going at the same time as well as everybody talking, so it makes it quite hard.
Over 3,000 passengers are stuck on trains, and the number waiting at Newcastle station is about to hit 1,000. It's up to Daz to keep calm and carry on.
I do believe there's been buses ordered, but we'll obviously have to wait and see what happens in the next half an hour.
It's a good night out. It's a good night out in Newcastle anyway.
A very good night. A party city, yeah? Okay.
Central Control has to take action before the situation gets worse.
Just bear with me. Nicola, November 19's nearly in Newcastle, so that could form Echo 2-1.
The decision is taken to terminate all northbound trains at Newcastle and send them back down south, keeping the service running between Newcastle and London at least.
Right, this is the 1558 to London. You can get on now. Anybody travelling on the 1558?
So for Daz, it's all changed as his northbound trains have just become southbound.
Right, let's get it away, let's get it away. All right, bud. No crew, no buffet crew. I'm not worried about the buffet crew, but we've got a gardener driver that'll do, yeah? Cheers, though, thank you.
With the southbound passengers out of his hair, Daz has still to deal with the northbound passengers stranded on the other platforms. Their trains are still not running, but although many are dressed up with nowhere to go, some have come prepared.
We've got some gin and tins and... The train's delayed, but we're making the most of it.
We're having a hen party on the station.
We're having a platform party. My little sister's getting married, so every guy around is going to be crying their eyes out because this beautiful lady's taken. Well done, Nikki.
Cheers, ladies. If only the lads were as well organised.
We're here on a stag do. 22 people. The only person that caught the last train north was the stag, who's now at Edinburgh Station on his own in a kilt, dressed like Mel Gibson. He looks a state and he's on his own. We're all a bit sad for him. The one rule is that no one leaves the stag alone, and 21 other people left the stag alone. We have completely dropped the ball.
We don't know what to do now. We don't know how to get to Edinburgh. We're completely lost.
You got me.
Rebecca here doesn't know what to do.
Rebecca.
We're lost.
Rebecca.
So far, Daz has managed to keep a cool head. But as disruption continues, he starts to feel the pressure.
The more trains that come in and terminate, the more passengers we're going to have here. As you can see from them, there's quite a lot of people close to the edges and that, you know. And the more build-up of passengers it is, then it becomes really dangerous, and it's obviously a concern, you know. But being a Friday, it couldn't get worse. It cannot get worse on a Friday.
"270 miles away, down south at King's Cross, self-confessed trolley dolly Jack is preparing for showtime. Jack used to fancy treading the boards, but since starting his job on the railway, he's realized there's no more captive an audience than one trapped on a train.
If I'm there and I'm having fun and I'm talking to the customers, I'm being a bit show busy, I'm having a bit of fun with them, then that makes my day go quicker. If they're then enjoying their journey because I'm being a bit silly, then that makes their journey go a bit quicker. Everyone has a nicer day. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack Allen, catering crew leader for your journey. I did performing arts when I was in college as an A-level, so I mean, maybe it probably stems from that. For those passengers in standard class who do wish to remain seated, the trolley service is making its way through the train. Yeah, that's my stage. Any teas, coffee, cold drink? Just make sure that's actually the right items, that I haven't charged you for something you've not got. Is that okay? No worries. I'll chuck that away for you if you want. It's not part of the receipt. I just like going through, chatting rubbish to people. I do it to confuse people. I know what I'm doing. Professional me. Any refreshments at all? Oops, sorry. I'm throwing milk at people now. Yeah, sorry, I won't drop that one on you. That'd be really mean of me. It's kind of like manoeuvring a full shopping cart down a moving train. Oops, sorry, is that your bag there, sir? Yes, sorry, that's all right. So this is quite heavy, I don't want to damage anything. Until you get the hang of it, you're constantly crashing into people's seats and nearly running people over, which most people tend not to be too happy about.
And while mastering his trolley act, Jack's bumped into all sorts.
We actually had Prince Philip travelling with sort of 6 or 7 of his security detail who were mildly terrifying. I was very worried that I would get something wrong. I was worried that the train would jolt and I would get coffee everywhere. Luckily, that didn't happen, I did that really awkward and annoying thing that when you're talking to someone, your voice breaks. Sort of, can I get you any coffee, sir? Oh, no.
Eagle-eyed staff might even get to spot their favourite celeb somewhere along the line.
Hugh Grant was trying to get into the toilet, which was closed for painting. So I took my chance, ran up, asked him if he'd like to use the toilet, and took him upstairs to the office. I found myself in the staff kitchen with him. He asked me where the toilet was, and when I went to show him, nothing came out of my mouth because I was so sort of in awe. We have a sign on the back of the toilet door now. Hugh Grant sat here.
It's not just Hollywood stars and royalty who frequent the East Coast line.
We're on the 11 o'clock from King's Cross to Edinburgh, and it stings up there. I think I've got a bit of an eye for it, if I'm honest. It's not that I'm on the lookout, but I usually do pick up pretty quickly if I see someone famous.
Missed him, unfortunately, but Paul McCartney was on station a few weeks ago.
Bobby Robson, I might add, he's fantastic. He was in when, obviously, before he passed away.
Jeremy Paxman, I used to work at Berg for a while. He was really nice. Big bloke, like really tall bloke, you know, when you get to see people in like real life, you don't realise some of them are either small or some of them are really big, you know.
And some of them are larger than life.
If anybody wants the paper, I'll leave it here. Recycled. Thank you for a lovely journey again.
Bye-bye, Sue.
Next leg of the journey, Skegness! Bye!
Keeping cool with famous faces is one thing. But one VIP who gets everybody hot under the collar is a customer so important they have to go completely incognito. She, who shall not be named or even seen, is what's known as a mystery shopper. Mysterious by name and blurry by nature.
Can I just say something to you? I have no idea.
Today is Bianca, Jack and Beth's turn to be spied on, but they don't even know it.
I'm definitely a people person. As you can probably tell, I can't stop talking. So it's the perfect job for me. I just enjoy it because every day is different. You never meet the same sort of people.
Bianca and I get on well. She talks an awful lot, but then that's Bianca.
They think they could spot an undercover agent a mile off.
Some of them can be sort of obvious. They'll be writing things down. They'll be sitting in certain carriages.
They'll ask for speciality teas.
Yeah. I wouldn't say go the extra mile, but they'll ask you to sort of, can I have a bottle of water? And you say, yeah, no problem, I'll bring that down for you. And as long as you bring it back, they know things like that.
But today, Bianca and Beth's Secret Service radar is way off course.
Yeah, can I have got the apple juice?
Unfortunately, I've only got orange this morning.
Orange,
okay? Any biscuits for you?
No, thank you.
There you go. Thank you very much.
We had one guy that was on once, we were going to Leeds. He came up from London, got off at Wakefield. We came straight back half an hour later and he got back on again. We were sort of all stood on the train going, I don't think you did much while you were in Wakefield, did you? But most of the time you can't really tell who they are.
So, will their customer service make the grade? Did Bianca and Beth's onboard performance impress the mystery shopper?
They seemed like a really nice team. They worked well together. They worked hard. No, they were good. They were really good. And they were cheerful with it. And they obviously wanted you to enjoy it.
Daz tries to keep his spirits up.
I stink of booze. Somebody will probably complain that I've been drinking.
And JR faces the final curtain.
That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
After 47 years of loyal service, JR is working out his last ever shift. That's got to be worth the party.
Oh my God. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, look at this. My favourite is pork pies. My God. It's a fantastic. Oh my God. Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It'll be okay.
I'll be all right.
Right, all the best, John.
We'll see you later on, thank you. See you later, thank you, thank you. Oh, my word. See you later on.
But JR's final day is far from over.
Yeah.
He's still got his last ever train to dispatch.
All right. I'm feeling all right, but it's a shame it's going to be my last service to dispatch. Once this goes out of the platform, my last train for the rest of my life, so it's going to be emotional for me. Very upset about it, really.
JR dispatched his first train in 1987, and he's seen off over 30 a day ever since.
That's first stop London, sir. Coach where, sir?
E.
E, there it is, just behind you. OK. Here we go, we're in after train. Just watch it out, make sure it's OK. He's passing his on, he must know it's my last train. There she goes. That's it, isn't it, Fowler? That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my life.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, dear Faith. A bit sad about that. Anyway, I'll be all right.
Oh.
JR's 47 years of service to the line and to Joe Public is complete. But back at Newcastle, Daz's job is far from over. It's payday and a hen and stag do Friday, and after 2 hours of delays in both directions, the first train from Edinburgh finally arrives. The train needs to be cleaned quickly before it's turned around and sent back down the line, and Daz has drawn the short straw.
Basically what's happened here is the last stag party, like some stag parties do, decide to treat with trains like they're a tip. And it's just disgusting this. I mean, these passengers, there have been 8 passengers, maybe 10 will not be sitting in these seats now. I'm just going to try and get what I can off here just to make it look presentable at least, but I've got no tape. I would normally just tape the seat off. But I mean, look at this, man. It's unacceptable behaviour, isn't it? If you did this on an airline, you'd get to your destination and you'd be arrested. Simple as that, because that's what they do on the airlines, but we have to put up with it. I stink of booze. Somebody will probably complain that I've been drinking. You know what we can do? We'll just have to get it away. I haven't been drinking, mate. I want to eat the day after that.
And at long last, there's good news from the control centre about the north running trains.
Sierra 20, the 1400 King's Cross Aberdeen's just arrived in platform 2, so that should clear as many northbound passengers as possible. Trains will be running normally between Newcastle and Berwick in a few minutes.
Finally, the whole line is up and running again, and Daz can see light at the end of the tunnel.
The way things are going, by about 7 o'clock, we should have most passengers away by then, you know, so it should be good. We're getting there now. We're getting there slowly but surely. We're starting to get there, yeah.
Trying to get to Edinburgh for a hen-do and the train's here. We've been waiting 2 hours now. 2 hours. 2 hours. The train's here. Yeah.
But there's one final spanner in the works.
That's this is a 1725, this one. No, disregard that. It's a glitch, all right? That's a 1725.
The controller might say yes, but the computer says no.
He's going to try and update it. Somehow the computer thinks it's a different train. I know, it will be. It's a 1725, so I'm getting him to do something about that, okay? Oh, you little man. You all right, mate? I'll just push you to the back there for a couple of seconds, all right, darling? Let me off, because I haven't got a ticket. Believe it or not, so we'll have me for it, yeah? It is, sir, yes, yes. 1725.
After an especially hectic Friday evening shift, no one deserves the relief of a weekend break more than Daz.
We've got everything back to normal. We're really happy everybody's buzzing again. We're about to see the rest of the night out now. And I'll be off for a drink myself tonight. I'll take my good lady for something to eat and that, yeah? There's Payday, you know? You've got to eat on Payday, yeah?
With happy passengers finally on the move from Newcastle, back in York, there's one last surprise for one of the station's longest-serving staff members.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's a sad day for me. Thank you very much. Oh, it's a sad day. Thank you very much. Cheers, thank you. Oh, I'm upset now. I am happy though. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you all. Thank you. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. I won't forget this as long as I live. Thank you very much. Thank you, Paola.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Come on then.
Great. Thank you.
JR has absolutely loved it. He didn't expect any of the little surprises that we gave him. We've given him a nice send-off and we'll see him. We'll look after him.
See you later. Bye-bye.
The great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands, connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
Come on, Briscoe, I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day.
I'm not playing with you while you're showing
The
off.
East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Handy bags, please.
From driving trains
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
to making breakfasts
I've cooked that much bacon over the years. Surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. East Coast Trains is one of Britain's largest transport companies, speeding thousands of passengers every day between London, the East Midlands, the north of England and Scotland.
Oh, me bacon!
Despite employing close to 3,000 people, its workforce often resembles a huge extended family.
Isn't that lovely?
They teach each other,
It's in Liam's hands now. The train's only 90 seconds away.
they test each other,
Someone comes to you and says, there's someone banging on that toilet door. They're locked in, they can't get out. How are you going to get them out?
occasionally they quarrel,
Staff messed up the fish cakes.
The staff didn't mess up. The chef took the wrong orders.
Hi, Jill. Oh, Bethany.
but they're always there for each other.
3 years ago, I was a cancer patient. All I could think of when I was going through it was, I just want to get back to work. I just want to get back in my uniform.
A job on the railway can be a job for life.
Good news.
As part of a family that really looks after its own.
Oh, sorry. Nah. Yes.
Good work. Really good work.
Once you work for the railway, you kind of get a little bit sucked in. You make all of your friends there. A lot of people end up meeting their life partners there and end up getting married. They have children, and even their children come to work on the railway. It's totally a railway family. Like, it's an amazing experience, and for somebody to be a part of that or come into that, it's just exceptional.
It's the crack of dawn in Newcastle, and catering for the first-class passengers on board the early morning 4:45 to London are Chef Mark and crew leader Nigel. This dynamic duo are as close as any married couple.
Is that a flying bit of toast there, was it?
So it popped out the toaster.
Oh, toaster up there now.
High velocity.
The toaster's up there nowadays, is it? Right, let's get this porridge.
The service is nicknamed the Porridge Express because as the train gets closer to London, the orders for porridge start coming in thick and fast.
Oh, you've got time to drink tea, have you?
Yeah, we're gone. Yes, I've got time to drink tea. I'm paid for what I know, you see.
I do enjoy working with Mark, yeah. He's a good laugh. The work gets done. We look after each other, really.
Do you want me to take the orders?
If you want to.
It's up to you, I can give you a hand. It's your pen then, Nige.
Nigel and Mark are so close that they occasionally even swap roles, though not without the odd inevitable disagreement.
There you go.
From York for breakfast this morning. Any orders from York? Bacon sandwich.
Mark likes to help out by taking the orders, which is a great help a lot of the time. However, we work to different codes to Mark does. A coffee.
Thank you.
Grill for you.
When I help taking the orders for Nigel and other crews, I always get it right. Do you want any food? Yeah. What can I get you? Full breakfast, thank you.
Where I would put F for fish, he puts S for salmon, which S for salmon looks very similar to G for grill.
Oh, all right, G for grill. You know, S for salmon.
Order the grill. No. I'm giving people salmon that order grills because he's put S's instead of F's and... So somebody's ordered a breakfast but have moved and nobody's claiming it, so I'll just wander about and sort of shout, grill.
And they'll always go, oh, Mark, we don't need this breakfast, so I'll put it on the bench and then I'll come back in 20 minutes and say, oh, we found him. You found him, where was he? They can't have gone anywhere. You know, they can't get off the train, we're doing 125 miles an hour. You know, they didn't pop upstairs.
Anyone ordered the grill? No. Ordered the grill? No.
miles south of Newcastle at York Station, another early morning employee is hard at work. On security today, Liam is one of East Coast's newest and happiest recruits.
Yeah, it's great working at York Station. People at York are great as well, sort of happy, friendly people, so you don't get too much trouble here. Sort of Friday and Saturday night you get the odd drinker through, mainly from Doncaster.
Liam's still a railway rookie, but after serving his time as a security guard for 8 months, he's had some good news.
Thursday I had a job interview to become a station customer support assistant, which is a step up from what I do now, so in theory it is a promotion. Got a call on Tuesday morning off my manager to say that I was successful and I got the job. I mean, it's a 6-month temporary contract, but I've got 6 months to work hard and make myself indispensable to the team, and then they'll have no choice but to keep me on, hopefully.
With his daybreak duties completed, Liam's excused from further frontline action today. Instead, he'll be training for his new role, the first step to realizing his dream of becoming a dispatcher. Dispatchers direct the movements of trains coming in and out of the station. They're responsible for keeping trains on time and passengers safe. Liam's initial training will last a week, taking him off chilly platform duty and into a heated classroom.
It'll be great to have a week off from security, yeah, I can rest my little legs up for a week. Nice warm classroom as well, so it won't be freezing like it is outside. So yeah, it should be a bit of a bonus.
But while Liam may be looking forward to putting his feet up, team leader Rachel has other ideas.
Follow me.
The aim of today's lesson is to show the class what all those confusing lights and symbols on the platforms really mean. So all those shifts spent whizzing around the station on security duty should stand Liam in good stead.
Trick question then. What's missing over here, which we'll go over there?
No overhead lines.
Sorry?
No overhead lines.
Spot on.
Well done, Liam. Next up is the signal lights, which to the untrained eye may look like normal traffic lights, but are in fact much more complicated.
So it's showing red now. So red means stop, danger, yep.
Not as simple as traffic lights in a road, no. I mean, it's not too dissimilar. There are similarities there, but it's certainly not exactly the same. Definitely not.
So you would have green, say green first, then you would have yellow, and then red. Yep, okay.
Back on the early morning Porridge Express from Newcastle to London, Mark and Nigel are doing what all families do, bickering over breakfast.
So, the staff messed up the fish cakes.
The staff didn't mess up, the chef took the wrong orders. Can I just show you these 2 grills that the chef took the order for, that we didn't find anyone that had ordered them?
Because they're still up there.
Really?
Christine, however, don't try to pin it on the chef now. Especially the best chef on the railway. I kind of shut this door. I wouldn't have pressure under the camera.
Can you not shut that door, Larry? Shut that door!
He likes it when I'm rough with him. Come on, get back. You've got to come to work and enjoy it. And if you're not doing a job you enjoy, at least have the people there who you enjoy working with. Get on with 99% of them as well, so it's fantastic. But whether they get on with me is a different matter. Cuddle. Cuddle. Special one.
Stop touching.
Sir. Seen the chemistry? Have you seen that, eh? Can't help himself. Do you know what I mean? I've told him I'm married, but he won't listen. He keeps on badgering us, pestering us.
Really?
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 Mark loves the breakfast shift, not just for the banter with Nigel, but because it means he finishes early and can be at home, where his family needs him even more than East Coast's early morning commuters.
Who's been naughty? No, you've been naughty, I bet. Now sit properly, legs down.
3 years ago, his wife Sam suffered a stroke, forcing Mark to take on the role of carer, both for Sam and their 3-year-old daughter Jessica.
Does Daddy take it? Why am I cutting your mummy's chicken?
Stroke.
Looking at a stroke.
Since my wife had a stroke, it's totally changed me, as in the outlook at life. Now I come to work, I have a good laugh. I try to not forget about my home life, but take that out of the equation for a while and just enjoy my work. And then knowing that at the end of the work, I go back and go back into it, you know. He's never, ever dried my dishes, ever. And now, oh, you'd like us to dry up for you, Mark, would you, sweetheart?
There you go, Mark, I'm drying your dishes.
Just put it down and go and do something else.
OK, ta-ra.
Romance is alive and well on the Porridge Express.
Six-pack on that, yeah, honestly, on top of a six-pack.
And it's crunch time for Liam as dispatch training gets serious.
There is no grey area. You absolutely have to be on the money.
East Coast employees often talk about their colleagues as if they were family, but the railway is also home to family in the literal sense. Brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, husbands, wives, mothers and fathers can all be found working alongside each other.
My grandma was what a crew leader is now, so the manager. My granddad was a chef.
My dad actually works on the railway.
My partner works for Network Rail. My husband works in the station. He's one of the duty managers. My sister's a god on board the trains, Karen Cordin. She's lovely.
Both my grandfathers and my father were on the railway.
My little boy's 7 and he gave us the biggest compliments because he did actually say, Mummy, I would like to do your job when I get older. So I thought, well, it can't be too bad if your little boy wants to do it.
At York, one of the East Coast family's youngest members, railway rookie Liam, has been working as a station security guard for 8 months, but he's been recently promoted and is now training for his dream job, train dispatcher. Working as a dispatcher means becoming a cog in a highly complex machine. With over 40 dispatchers working at York and as many as 3 assigned to a single train, cooperation is essential. So team leader Rachel wants to test the class with a fiendish team-building task.
This rope here is going to go over or under or whatever you plan over every single person. I'm going to time you. So 5 minutes to decide how you're going to do it. Then I want to see everybody, whatever way you want to do it. That's one way. There are numerous ways to do it. I'll not show you them all because that would be cheating.
The class set about their task of getting 11 people to pass through a single elastic band.
Something like that.
It may look fun, but teamwork is a serious business, and exercises like this are key to building cooperation and confidence.
Don't want anybody pregnant at the end of this course, man.
Despite being the baby of the class, Liam's more than happy to take the lead.
Should we not like line up in 2 so then we can just like fly through them, can't we? Yeah, the course is going great so far. So it is quite tough, yeah, but hopefully if I get stuck in, I reckon I get my head around it all before the end of the week.
If you had any doubts that a giant elastic band could be an effective tool for team building, prepare to be amazed.
Ready, steady, go!
18 seconds. Well done.
The class may have passed the elastic exam with flying colours, but the real test will come later in the week when dispatch training moves out of the classroom and onto the platform.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. I've come absolutely nowhere near dispatching a train, but that's one step closer, I guess.
Back on the Porridge Express from Newcastle to London, Chef Mark and crew leader Nigel reflect on another successful shift.
Everyone's fed, everyone's watered, most of the dirties are in. All we have to do is clear everything away and relay in 45 minutes. But it's fine.
And have staff breakfast.
Oh, porridge. Yeah.
Aye, porridge. Porridge Express.
Arriving in King's Cross, a train full of commuters head off to start their working day, while on board, the staff look forward to returning home.
It's just gone 9 o'clock and it's half the day done, so when you think a lot of these people are are just going to start work now, and they're commuting to work, do their full day, and then have to commute home where, you know, this is half of our day, we'll be finished by 1:30. Shouldn't be too bad on the way back, so fingers crossed.
And as the Porridge Express team begins the journey back to Newcastle, it's finally their time to settle down for a well-deserved breakfast.
It shows something when the chef has shreddies and banana instead of his own breakfast, isn't it? Are you enjoying yours, Nigel?
Are you on a diet though?
I've only had mushrooms.
You're on a cut down.
Aye.
Gym and everything.
Low carbs before mobs. Open the door.
I should point out he's done this. Yeah.
I've lost a stone and a half in 5 weeks. When I go out, I haven't got my chef's weights on and like a staff night out, like Nigel will go, wow.
Oh, I do, I go, wow.
He just went one word, he went, wow. Do you know what I mean? It's constant because everybody says in the chef's pack, 6-pack under here, honestly, on top of a 6-pack.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Wow.
Wow.
At York Station, former security guard Liam is moving up the railway career ladder. But to secure his promotion to train dispatcher, he'll need to prove himself worthy on the platform. Today, he'll be mentored and assessed on the job by seasoned dispatcher Richard.
Things you're aware of as we know about bikes, big bags, passengers who might be unsure of the environment, guide dogs, wheelchair passengers who need assistance, things like that.
So I went out with Rich, which is good because he's a really nice guy, knows absolutely everything. So I'm going to observe him for a bit first, observe him for the first few trains, and then hopefully have a go for myself.
York Station boasts 11 platforms, each with trains arriving and departing in both directions. If he's to make the grade, Liam will need to show Richard that he's familiar with a total of 22 light and signal combinations.
Yeah, it's definitely the next step up for me, yeah, definitely the next stage. It's a massive opportunity for me, really.
With an average of 40 trains dispatched on a typical shift, Liam could be responsible for as many as 200 trains a week, which means his life from now on will be a series of stops. And starts. And stops.
In the day-to-day dispatch, this is the way it happens. You'll have passengers to assist and the train to dispatch safely. So I shall talk you through it when the train arrives.
First, Liam will assist with the dispatch of the 0735 service to London.
There's nothing untoward as it's coming past, nobody hanging out the windows, nothing hanging off the train.
Aside from passenger safety, the major concern when dispatching is to get the train out on time. With several other operators sharing the same tracks and stations and heavy financial penalties levied for late-running trains, there's no room for delays.
Check the doors because we're doing the front 3 or 4 carriages this morning. We have 300-400 trains a day to look after. Loud whistle, hand right up. We'll have another train in 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes after that, and 5 minutes after that. The trains keep coming thick and fast. See you later. And that is a train dispatched safely.
Beautiful.
All good.
Well played.
Yeah, 20 more to do. It'll be on time.
It seems that Liam's performance has impressed his mentor. Next, he'll need to go it alone.
It's very intense, actually. The welfare and the well-being of the passengers and the timetable mean that it's a pressure cooker. You're absolutely in the zone when the trains are here. There is no grey area. You absolutely have to be on the money.
I'm sorry, sir, we don't do latte coffees.
Just coffee with hot milk and bottom up.
We don't do that either, sir. It's Italian.
Queen of the onboard shop, Michelle, has been part of the East Coast family for over 30 years. Today, she's on the London to Edinburgh service, proudly presiding over her well-stocked buffet carriage.
We've got the whiskey, the gin, the vodka, and the mixers. And also we've got magazines here now. That's a recent thing. We didn't have magazines until quite recently. So and then we've got all the crisps, the quavers. Oh, look, upside down, look. And we do the different flavours of crisps. In these fridges, we've got all the cold sandwiches and the hot sandwiches that we put in the oven to cook as well. So we've got quite a selection of stuff, so they're not going to go hungry, are they? They're not going to starve on board, so...
There's nothing Michelle enjoys more than serving the train-travelling public.
What's in an all-day breakfast sandwich?
The all-day breakfast, it's like bacon, sausage, egg, tomato, all in a panini, and we cook it for you, so it's a hot sandwich.
I'll have one of them.
Natural.
That's good.
I do like people. I think if you don't like people, then it's no good being here, because then you're not going to enjoy your day, you're not going to interact with anybody. Where are you travelling with us today, sir?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Oh, is there football on?
Yeah, football in Glasgow.
Oh, I'm not into football. Some people just want to get out of their seat and have a wander and look at the scenery and, you know, have a bit of a, you know, rock and roll. The train's going on a bit of a lean at the moment. You have to get your legs sort of like that and sort of even your weight.
Michelle's job means the world to her, partly because she feels lucky to even be here.
3 years ago, I was a cancer patient. I've been through chemo and had operations, and I was sat in my hospital bed, cancer. And look at me now. See, I'm in remission now, so every day's a bonus. Oh, Bethany. Hello, darling.
Oh, nice to see you.
I know. I miss you, Beth. I do.
Well, you deserted this train, didn't you?
I left you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All I could think of when I was going through it was, I just want to get back to work. I just want to get back in my uniform. And, it's just such a big thing for me. It just makes me upset. But without me having this job, I don't think I would have recovered so well, and the support that I've had here, you know, because on the railway, we call it a family. It's not just a job, it's a lot more than that, you know, it's a lot more than that.
It's the moment of truth for Liam.
Right, got you ready? All ready. Ready for your first train?
Ready for my first train.
It's a new day in York, and on the station platform, recently promoted East Coast employee Liam prepares to dispatch his first ever train.
Morning, I've had Rich mentoring me. He's basically been talking me through the process, what he does when he dispatches trains. I've watched him dispatch 7 or 8 trains this morning. Now it's my turn. I'm dispatching the 929 down to London from York, so my first ever one, so I'm quite excited, but obviously nervous at the same time.
Dispatcher Liam's first service is a train bound for London, which carries up to 400 passengers.
Got your whistle?
Got my whistle, yeah.
Got your baton?
Not a baton.
Got your radio?
Got radio.
Ready for your first train?
Ready for my first train.
Good man.
What could possibly go wrong?
It's in Liam's hands now. The train's only 90 seconds away. I think he's a little bit nervous, which is right.
Well done, Liam. Now that's how you dispatch a train.
First one down.
First one down.
Job's a good one.
Well, don't rest on your laurels. We've got the 45, the 55 and the 01. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And now Liam's wetted his whistle, there's no stopping him.
You going on, sir? Thank you very much. Got a stone in my shoe.
Shift under
Get in
your belt.
there. Yes.
Good work. It's really good work.
Day one of dispatching has gone really well. It couldn't have gone any better. It really couldn't. Everything has just gone smoothly. All the trains have gone out safely and on time as well. So it's been absolutely amazing. I'm dispatched out for the day, that's for sure. I'm knackered now. I'm ready to go home and go to bed now. See you tomorrow. Yeah,
5 o'clock alarm call.
30 miles south in Leeds, another rookie hoping to make a lifelong career on the railways is 24-year-old Dan. He's in the final stages of training to be a guard on the line.
Has dropped down. Tell me we're on his way.
Today is the final part of his on-the-job assessment, and mentor Andy, a guards manager, kicks off by asking Dan to stick his head out of the window of a moving train.
You need to have your head out, and you need to be looking, because there's that additional risk of anybody trying to jump in or out of a window, someone pulling on a door, and you need to be looking for station staff to give you that emergency stop hand signal. If they did give you that emergency stop hand signal, what would you do?
I'd stop the train myself.
Would you stop the train?
I'd give one on the bell buzzer, which is in here. Give one on the...
Okay.
To the passengers on board, this is simply the 0815 from Leeds to London. But for Dan, it's a nerve-shredding examination hall on wheels.
How many central locking bolts are you going to isolate?
2, sorry. Well, today's really important as obviously we've been training for the past 5 months now. It means a lot to me because then I can go out and kind of do it on my own, which will be great.
Unfortunately for Dan, the questions keep coming.
Where's the isolation switch for these? You're going to do a brake continuity test. How long are you going to leave that handle turned for? How are you going to isolate this vestibule door if you've got a problem with it? What did we say we would check if we had a red status bar not illuminated? So if you've got someone locked in a toilet and they can't get out, how are you going to get them out?
Yeah, I'd firstly knock on the door and I'd put it to 0, which manually you can open the door manually. And then number 1 is lockout of use.
That's the sort of thing you would do that if the toilet was flooding, defective, or shall we say unsavoury in some way.
With toilet training complete, Dan faces one final ordeal, a good old-fashioned written exam.
So, away you go. Any problems, give us a shout.
Yeah, will do.
Once you're finished, sign at the bottom of the page, I'll have a read through.
Yeah, great stuff. Yeah.
Dan is desperate to succeed. A pass and he'll be given his own train. Fail and he's straight back to platform duty at Leeds until another vacancy opens up.
No, but everybody that I've spoke to, even people that have been doing it for 40 years, even to this day, they get nervous about it because obviously it's a big thing.
You all right? Good.
Dan's not the only London-bound traveller facing a nerve-jangling inspection today. At Durham station, a troupe of performers with big dreams and shiny pink costumes are boarding the train to King's Cross for what could be the biggest performance of their lives.
We're traveling from Durham to London for a performance in El Grande in London, which is one of the biggest salsa nights in the UK ever, over 1,000 people. So it's going to be amazing, and we're so excited about it. As a performer, it's always been exciting to be in a show, in a part of a show, you know, and the excitement starts from packing than the journey itself till that you step on the stage.
I think it's really exciting, especially when the group gets together, and it's a really good banter between us, especially on the trains, and that's when we all get together and we have a good time.
You realise that you're
jokes,
a team.
and yeah, you realise you're a team.
The salsa group are called the Latin Connection, and tonight's performance is part of one of the UK's biggest salsa events. They are managed by Jimmy, who is responsible for getting his nervous troupe to the theatre on time.
Trains are so punctual, we don't want to miss it. It's by the second, it's amazing.
Oh, tickets, please.
Travelling by train is a great opportunity for the group to have a good catch-up, and the hot topic is costumes.
There is not much to it. I tell you, my dad loves it. We did have a few issues with boobs.
And it appears that music really is the food of love.
Like at first we were just sort of really good friends, weren't we? And then after one of the performances in Malta, sparks started to fly and went from there. So yeah.
We had a little bit of an adventure in Malta.
As the group approaches London, expectations are high for this evening's performance.
Overall, I'm well rehearsed, I think, and I'm quite confident. But I've got a lot of faith in my teammates, and that's all that really matters, really. So I've got their support, they've got mine. We always get through it, so.
Finally, the train pulls into King's Cross.
Whoa, we're in London.
And there's just time for one last impromptu rehearsal.
Yeah, that's it.
Also approaching King's Cross, trainee guard Dan is about to hear the results of his final on-board assessment.
I'm still nervous, but the things that we've gone through, I feel confident myself that I do. When I came to start on the railway with the East Coast, I started on the catering side of things, working on board a train. Then I wanted to get involved in the operational side. I went over to York, started from the bottom pretty much on the operational side of things, and then the guard is the next level up. I just want to progress my career and go forward pretty much.
So my decision is that you have passed your assessment today, so well done.
Congratulations. Thanks so much, great stuff, good news.
So what happens now is that I write candidate report.
Really ecstatic, there's been so much to take in over the 5 months, and to hear Andy say, you're a train guard now and not a trainee train guard is brilliant news. No doubt my mum will be really chuffed for me as well. She'll probably be dancing about the room, doing cartwheels and a few backflips.
Dan takes on his first train.
My name's Daniel, one of your train guards for your journey.
And there's a special celebration on board the breakfast service.
Happy birthday to me, happy birthday dear Ma.
It's early morning and Master Chef Mark is working the East Coast service from Newcastle to Edinburgh.
I just gotta go all the way to Edinburgh. Oh, soon.
Today he's in particularly fine fettle as he's been reunited with partner in crime Karen, together for the first time in weeks.
Your sausage looks lovely.
Is the situation covered on the sausage front, is it?
Always covered.
No bother. Well, not always. There's been episodes.
Hello there. Where are you travelling to today? No. Can I get you some breakfast?
A busy commuter service means a train full of hungry passengers, and hungry can often mean demanding.
On your next lot, 1 no bacon.
As if I've got time for this. 1 no bacon, 1 no sausage. Any good crew member would just say it. Just leave it on the plate, sir.
Well, I'm very sorry,
I
I'm
hope
not
that
a good
sausage doesn't
crew
offend
member.
you too much.
Ah, show your face, McLean.
Honestly. Cheers, Karen.
But Mark is saying any normal crew member would just say, can you leave it on the plate? However, this crew member is exceptional and treats every passenger as an individual.
Favourite time getting up, my favourite train's the 5 o'clock, the 5:25 from Newcastle. I love my earlies because then you can do something on a night time with the lads or with your wife and that, you know, so I should have said wife first. Do something with the wife and the lads if I've got time, you know.
Though trains and teams may vary, one thing you can rely on is the disagreement about the number of breakfasts ordered.
See, this is what will happen. They're telling me I've done one too many. Right, here it is. I'm going to put the mushroom on anyway because they'll want it. Because they'll want...
Donating!
Nah, I haven't. Even numbers and plates, odd numbers. You go away with that, and I guarantee that won't come back in the kitchen, right?
All right then.
Karen, I hope that plate doesn't come back in the kitchen. I'll never hear the last of it.
But it appears at this time at least, Mark's maths is top grade.
Karen?
Yes, Mark?
What?
No, look, it's here. It's in the bowl.
Is that breakfast? Is that breakfast back? I'll use
that's it, just there, look at the bowl.
I'll use that breakfast later if you
no,
want.
It's just in the bowl.
All right. So can I just, Karen, so is that right?
It's just in the bowl, Mark. I'm not even going to tell Mark that he was right.
At Leeds Station, newly qualified Dan is ready to take responsibility for his first train. It may be his first day as a fully fledged guard, but you'd never know it. This guy's a natural.
My name's Daniel, one of your train guards for your journey.
Still tickets and rail cards there, please. Great stuff. Cheers, thank you.
Myself or any other member of the onboard team can be of any assistance throughout your journey. Please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.
It is a nerve-wracking experience your first time. I think it's just that initial getting that first day of being on your own out the way, and then you should get a bit more comfortable and confident.
Dan has taken to his new role like a duck to water, but there's no way he's going to let his debut pass unannounced.
Hi there. I'm a newbie. This is my first day of being passed out, you see. This is like my first day on my own. Strictly speaking, thanks very much. Cheers.
Oh. Keep it that way.
He even proves a natural when it comes to handling rowdy passengers.
Hey guys, I don't mean to spoil your fun, but you are really, really, really loud. They can hear you in Coach B. I treat everybody the same, but obviously every individual is different, so it just depends on that individual. So, is it your birthday? How old? It was my birthday on Tuesday. I'm 25. Yeah.
She's double your age.
Yeah. I might be a soft touch. I don't know.
Back on the morning service from London to Edinburgh, it's lunchtime, and Mark is keen to show off his next culinary masterpiece.
Now I'm going to freshly prepare my lasagna. This morning, when I knocked them omelettes up in the morning, I would knock some lasagna up as well. And I individually make them, do you know, like your nana does at home. And you knock up a batch of lasagna and you freeze it. That's what I do. I knock it up and I bring it to work with us, you know.
Knocking out lasagnas is only one of Mark's many talents.
Who's the best singer?
Mark?
Best singer?
Aye.
Karen's a singer, you know. Karen, you've got a beautiful voice. Honestly, do you know when you sing? I just melt.
Your heart melt.
Honestly, it does. Oh, she sings all this crazy rub. Nobody knows these songs that she sings, right? But they're really good, don't you? Like, she's changed her wedding song 4 times. Every one that she picked, I've never heard before, right? It's the lyrics, Mark. It's the lyrics. Karen.
No, that's the one that you do. That was the journey.
Oh, honestly, I couldn't bear it. God.
While Mark washes up in the kitchen, Karen sneaks off to prepare a special surprise for her favourite chef.
It was Mark's birthday last week and he wasn't with us because we only see him every 4 weeks. So because this is the first day that we've seen him for 4 weeks, I've decided to bring a little cake and a little candle, but I can't light the candle because we're on a moving train. So we're going to go and sing happy birthday to Mark and give him a little cake.
Despite the carefully planned festivities, the age of the birthday boy remains a complete mystery.
I'm just going to guess that he's 32, and that's only because he's married and he's got a child, and his child's 3, so I'm just guessing that. I'm going to ask him. Mark, how old are you?
25.
No, alright.
Didn't be that. 33 and never been kissed.
Back on the service from Leeds to London, Dan's first shift as guard is drawing to a close.
Once again, my name is Daniel, your train girl for your journey. On behalf of myself and Rachel, your crew leader, we'd just like to thank you for travelling with East Coast.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. It's been challenging, to say the least, but I've enjoyed it. So hopefully get a bit more experience. And I should be okay. I think I'll be okay.
I will. You too. Thanks so much. See ya.
Come here, Mark. On Thursday last week,
Yes.
was like some sort of special day for someone. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, the car's lovely and... Oh, thank you. I'd like to accept this cake on behalf of all my work colleagues and my family, and thanks for getting us to where I am today. All right. Happy birthday, just for you.
The monkey.
Mark, hope you had a lovely day, lots of love. Colette, Karen, Sue and Kaza.
Sit with me. Yeah.
Oh. Come here, 3 in 1 cuddle. Oh. Isn't that lovely?
No.
See you later, Don.
Bye, Mark.
Bye.
The great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
Come on, Frisco, I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you're doing all day.
I'm not playing with you while you're showing
The
off.
East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Mandy bags, please.
From driving trains
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
to making breakfasts
I took that much bacon over the years. Surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. As the sun sets on a Friday night, the entire East Coast train line switches to weekend mode. The weekday Weekdays, suited and booted commuters surrender their seats to a diverse mix of travellers more inclined to leisure pursuits. And as the network is taken over by pleasure seekers, East Coast weekend workers face a very different set of issues.
Get older cleaners, there's a load of blood on the top of the stairs.
For 9 months of the year, it's the football season, and tribes of fans crisscrossing the country in search of glory can bring its own challenges.
It's happened again!
East Coast trains carry thousands of fans every year, and with the support of British Transport Police, the company can employ a range of measures to keep everything and everyone in good order.
I won't frisk you, I trust you.
It's the final day of the Premier League football season. At 4 p.m, the country's top teams will all kick off for a final 90 minutes. Today, King's Cross Station will handle thousands of football fans travelling to games in and out of the capital. With serious issues to be resolved at both ends of the table, it's a tense day for footy fans and station staff alike.
You're gone, mate.
It's 9:30 in the morning, and Alan's on duty as station supervisor.
Yankee 2-1's coming in on 2.
Football fans or not, it's his job to keep everything working like clockwork.
So it's a minute early now.
If not, there could be penalties to pay.
When they're green, that means they're running basically to time. When they're yellow, like that one there, that means it's over 10 minutes late. If they go red, that means they're really late. Every day we have a plan for what train's going to do what when it comes in, what it goes back out. And so far today, it's going to plan. That's basically my role. I need to make sure that happens.
The first supporters to arrive at the station are the Arsenal. They're travelling north from London to watch the Gunners take on Newcastle United.
3-0.
6-0 to the Arsenal, 6-0 to the Arsenal, 6-0.
So you're in coach D, seat 33. It's further down. The letters are on the side at the end of the carriage.
The 10 a.m. departure will take 3 hours to reach Newcastle. Travelling supporters can be a handful, but they're not all as rowdy as you might imagine.
Thank you. Would you like a cup? Yes, I've got some ice. Thank you. Thank you. So where are you travelling to today, sir?
Newcastle.
To Newcastle?
See the Arsenal-Newcastle game.
Oh, brilliant. I haven't had any really bad things with football fans because I think my way of dealing with people, when I come through a carriage and they are like that, they're all drunk, right? You've got to be able to have a way with people because some people would see that and run a mile, couldn't cope with it. Well, if I see that and come through and say, hello fellas, how you doing? You know, you're all right, what you up to, and talk to them, then it's fine, you know. Certainly, of course you can.
So far, so good. Hundreds of good-natured Arsenal fans are en route and on time. But that is just the beginning. Back at King's Cross, staff are gearing up for a potentially difficult day. And the station staff is boasted by a heavy police presence.
It's the last important game of the season for most teams. This is going to decide the positioning throughout the league.
We like to have a police presence on the station. That's basically a precaution just to make sure that, you know, nothing silly goes on. And it's, you know, keeps everybody happy, keeps non-football people happy, and it also just reminds the football fans that you know, be sensible.
While Arsenal head for an away day in Newcastle, the other big North London team, Tottenham Hotspur, are playing at home. Many of their fans live outside the capital, and thousands will pass through King's Cross on their way to the game.
We'll sing what we want. Tottenham Hotspur, we'll do what we want.
Tottenham are playing Sunderland, and as the East Coast Line is one of the main routes from the northeast to London, thousands of fans from Weir's side are also expected to arrive in the station on their way to the same game.
Bravo, Gary to Bravo. Graham, over.
Station manager Gary is the man charged with leading the King's Cross team on one of the most stressful days of the year.
A couple of trolleys. It's got 40 odd people.
You need to be quite tolerant of people in general. You need to be able to understand that people are different. I know at King's Cross we've got people from all sorts of backgrounds, cultures and so on. So in dealing with your staff as people rather than as staff, that's probably the biggest sort of challenge.
I'd rather get a ball in now, actually, if we can. I'd rather get a ball in now.
Today, Gary's under pressure. Match days can mean big trouble, and he's taking no chances. He's called in a big police presence, and he's also introduced an alcohol ban.
About 40 or 50 on that one.
From 6:30 today, all services heading to the northeast will be alcohol-free, known as dry trains.
We put these on when there's a chance of antisocial behaviour, particularly from football fans. Today's one of those days, and there's a good chance that we might get some trouble.
Believe it or not, once a ban is in place, nobody will be allowed to even carry any booze, not even in their luggage. That means a full baggage search on the platform. It also means having officers standing by in case anyone thinks they are beyond the law.
I'm pretty sure last time they were down here, the 2000, 21, 22 were all quite busy.
We are here to support the railway company. It's the Railway East Coast that are actually dealing with the enforcement. We are there to support them and purely standing back, and there are powers at which we could use if these people refuse to hand over or they're intoxicated, and we'll have to reject them from the station.
While football fans arrive at their destinations, a fan of an altogether different kind gets up close and personal with a railway legend.
There we go, we've got people waving at you there, look.
It's noon on the last day of the Premier League football season. In a few hours, all the country's top teams will be in action, including Arsenal, whose travelling fans are on their way to see their team play in Newcastle.
Someone stay at this level, the way that he dresses, that's me. Yeah? I'm not crazy, I'm not drunk, I'm just like, this is me, innit? Do you know what I mean? So it's all good, it's all good. I'm going Newcastle, but I'm not going with them.
Save the world, save the world.
Purple shoes as well. Just to jazz it up a little bit. So, the whole full outfit.
Hello, morning. Can I see your tickets, please? Lovely, thank you.
Charlotte, the train guard, has seen it all before. To her, a superhero is just another paying customer.
There we go,
You're
cheers.
my friends, I'll be my friends like 5:30.
Not as cool as you, eh?
They're not as cool as me. Green with envy, that's their fault. Green with envy.
The boys may be boisterous, but Charlotte has seen much worse, even though violence on trains is rare.
I've had a few bad stories. I had 2 fights going on simultaneously at each end of the train. And one was just a young lad that had been punched by somebody because he was being too loud. And the other, I'd walked into a carriage that had just had quite a big brawl that had happened. And as I walked in, I saw the blood. And I just ended up saying to them, oh, who's messed up my carriage? And then they just started laughing. And then by Peterborough, we had the police to the train, and a few people were arrested and taken off. So, but yeah, that was a very trying day, that one.
From 6:30 p.m. today, a strictly enforced matchday alcohol ban comes into force, and certain designated East Coast departures will become dry trains. This service departed at 10 a.m., so its lucky passengers are free to make merry and drink as they please. But not everybody is enjoying their freedom.
East Coast train.
What's that?
I watched it on record because it's really been most unpleasant.
Okay, the noise.
It's quiet now.
I can ask them to calm down a bit, but we do have a quiet coach in Coach B, which I'm happy to move you down to if you prefer to go down there. With a couple of older ladies, they'd obviously just come along for a quiet ride, not expecting the football, and so they'd mentioned to me that they were getting upset with the noise from the fans behind. So I just offered to move them down into our quiet coach for them, which they obviously appreciated. Only takes 5 minutes, and obviously they're happy and I'm happy, and then they can carry on chanting in the other carriage. So.
Shush. Yeah. You know.
It was a bit like being at a football match. There was much singing and drinking and shouting. Because both of us were getting a headache. And she very kindly moved us to this carriage, which I didn't realise they were quiet carriages, because I'd have opted for one straight away.
There you go, thank you.
It's 12:30 p.m. and back at King's Cross, thousands of Sunderland fans are arriving in the capital for their final day clash with Tottenham Hotspur. For station supervisor Alan, it's time to face the first wave of footy fans.
We've got a couple of trains from the northeast. They've been on there for 3 hours, so I expect a bit rowdiest, but nothing too serious.
Alan was expecting the Sunderland fans to be in high spirits, maybe even a little rowdy, but he wasn't expecting them to be singing Italian opera.
Come on, Solon! We are Solon, we are Solon!
But it's not the fans on their way to today's games that are the biggest concern. It's the clowning around on the way home that can cause problems.
Everybody tends to want to go back at the same time, so it all tends to be a bit more entertaining in that sense from 6 o'clock onwards, when they all get back after the game.
We'll try to behave, but jumping about the train, probably. Especially if we get a result today, we'll definitely have a good time on the train on the way back.
And our next calling point will be Newcastle. Please ensure when leaving this service you take all your personal belongings and luggage with you, and please mind your step between the train and the platform edge.
Information controller and fanatical Newcastle fan, Daz, would rather be at the stadium than work. On previous match day shifts, he has been known to sneak a look at the TV.
Get in! Sorry, boss. Hey! Come on!
But today, poor Daz is stuck on platform duty.
When you're dealing with big, like match events and stuff like that, when you've got like the big crowds, I've had instances where there's just been a sea of people on the platform, like hundreds of people waiting for one train, like the last train, and you've got to try and keep them back. They're drunk and they're carrying on and stuff like that, and they just don't seem to be aware that how dangerous it is. One slip and they're on the track. So then you've got to really do your job properly, and you've got to try and usher everybody back, and then it's just making sure everybody gets on the train safe,
See you later, Barry. Today is Newcastle's last home game of the season against Arsenal. There's a lot of Arsenal fans came up yesterday and today. Some of them made a weekend of it.
While footballers from all over the world prepare to battle it out on the pitch, Daz has got his own team of tricky Italians to manage.
No smoking. Unfortunately, no.
Come on!
You cannot? No, definitely not.
That's bad. Why don't they have a smoking area?
No, they used to. It's no smoking anywhere now, is it?
Yeah, but
anything with this kind of catering.
What if you are traveling for hours?
Unfortunately, you have to have a big drag before you get on.
It's clearly not the lack of booze bothering these travellers. It's the UK smoking ban and the lack of smoking area in Daz's beloved Newcastle station that's getting them all worked up.
Mom, I love you!
80 miles south, the next main station on the East Coast Line is York. And here, there's an altogether more genteel visitor for information controller Julie to deal with. It's the Orient Express Northern Belle, one of the most luxurious trains in the world. It's pulled into York Station, and it definitely doesn't have a booze ban.
There we go, we've got people waving at you there, look. A few years back, we went down to Herefordshire for the day and back, and we had plenty to drink, and the food was excellent, really nice. A lovely treat, yeah. If you can see through here, look, this is the shop, and people can sit in here. People can buy jewellery and all sorts on it. Nice to see no drunks on the train, sophisticated people.
There might be no drunks on the train, but that can't be said for the platform.
These poor people that's had a nice day out to a flower show are sat eating the meal and like looking out the window at him throwing up. And I don't really do sick, so I just kind of walk by him for now. He's been more sick, so we're going to have to go and get a cleaner to sort him out. I can't do sick, he makes me feel sick looking at it, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he'll probably end up on a wrong train, won't know where he's going. We'll go and shake him in a bit and ask him where he's travelling, but he probably won't remember where he's travelling to. So we'll just leave him to sober up a bit and get him on the next train.
A booze ban on trains heading north means a full bag search on the platforms of King's Cross.
You're not allowed to take it, unfortunately.
No alcohol at all.
It's the last day of the Premier League football campaign. King's Cross Station is quiet, but only for the time being. In a couple of hours, thousands of Sunderland and Tottenham fans will pour onto the platforms, heading home after their final match of the season. To restrict the potential for trouble, station staff and police are preparing for the tricky job of enforcing an alcohol ban. But station assistant Alan has a different problem. The train at platform 5 is already full of passengers and is ready to depart.
Yeah, I'll be coming down there.
But the driver has found a fault with the train's radio, which communicates with the signal boxes up the line and the central control room. As long as they're not working, the train can't leave.
There's nothing working at all.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it.
Oh, mate, do you seriously want us to swap NRN radio heads over?
While engineers weigh up the option of a quick repair, Alan talks to the control room about Plan B. They have a spare train on standby.
Yeah, I don't really think we've got any choice. I just want to know, they're talking about a quick fix, but I'm just trying to find out. Just can you give me the arrival head code on 7?
Arrival head code is 1 Echo 11. I'm on the 40 York as we speak now as well, and he said they need more time. Swaps from 5 to 7.
Echo the kilo over.
It's all clean, it's ready to go, it's all being clean. I've already checked that, Alan.
Right, boys, I need to make a quick decision.
They're going to try and get us transferred. Yeah, we're saving the buses.
Right, it's going to change sets then, right? Okay. Yeah, platform 7. Yeah, I'm going to tell the guard, all right? Dinesh, we're going to get an announcement, put everybody over to number 7, all right? We've got a failure on number 5. We're transferring passengers over to platform 7. I'm heading towards the guard now, but if anybody gets there before me, we're transferring passengers from 5 to 7.
Alan knows thousands of football fans will soon be arriving at the station. He needs to act fast to get his passengers on their way before the match day rush begins.
Get Carol to do an announcement, and I'm going to go and tell the catering crew that we're going over to 7. Jesse! This one's cancelled, all right?
Right.
People are coming off. Can you direct them to 7?
7, yeah.
Come here. Can you just stand around here? They're coming off 5. I want them directed to number 7, all right? But it is shown, all right? But if you can just look pretty, because you look prettier than I do, all right? Now we're going to try and fix it, but that takes a bit of time. It's quicker to transfer the passengers and wait for it to be fixed. So hopefully, about another 5 minutes and we'll be away with a bit of luck. But it's frustrating for the customers because they've obviously got themselves all settled down and then we do that to them. Is it your bike? Is it the bike, yeah? Last train in the shift. It's always away. Last train. Delta Dinesh over.
Yeah, I'm on number 5. Crisis averted. Alan's shift ends on track as his final train leaves on schedule. Not a moment too soon.
If that happened tonight, that would be a bit interesting, that would. But no, this time of day, it's never a good time. But there are worse times for it to happen, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
It's 6 o'clock, and in Newcastle, the football season is over. It's been a bad day for information controller Daz. He missed his beloved Newcastle United's match against Arsenal. His team got beat, and now he has to help Arsenal fans get home.
The Arsenal fans have come back all buoyant, you know, they're Champions League now. I mean, you never know, maybe a couple of 1,000 will come back through the station.
Come on, you Gunners!
Luckily for Daz, the Arsenal fans are more interested in the fate of their arch rivals Tottenham than celebrating beating Newcastle.
It's happened again!
Oh, sorry.
That's great, I love it.
The victory today means that Arsenal have finished above Tottenham and, for the second year running, deny their arch-enemies a place in next season's Champions League.
It's happened again! It was just nerve-shredding. you red white.
It was too tense. It was awful.
Nerve-shredding. But it's not all bad for Daz, because despite being beaten today, previous results mean that Newcastle are already safe.
That's it, final game of the season. I'm disappointed with the score. If you're truthful with yourself, you're not expecting to beat Arsenal today, but it would be nice to go out on a draw, you know, and a good performance. It doesn't really matter now. It's all over it now. We're staying up, and that's the main thing. We're staying up.
25, go to King's Cross.
Confined, did you say? OK, then no problem, thank you.
Relegation avoided, Daz is only too happy to help Newcastle and Arsenal fans alike have a safe journey home.
Right, you already quickly jump in and just stop all the other lads.
Yeah.
Hey, mate. I'll just take it back up there, gents. Ta. Thank you very much, everybody. Ta.
Train safely dispatched, and Daz finally has time to indulge in some match-day banter.
United score was 5-all in the end.
Sorry?
Man United and West Brom.
Was it? God, I seen it was 5-4. That's some score like that, innit? Want to watch on the TV. I'm actually the day we got to
A
it, like.
bit of excitement for Ferguson on his last
Aye. They did that Guard of Honour for him and all, didn't they? Yeah.
Down the line at York Station, the weekend shift begins its own brand of busy for information controller Julie.
Keep going further down past the lift. It'd be that train in there, number 1. London, further down past the lift. Anybody waiting for the London?
At King's Cross Station, the alcohol ban is designed to keep travelling footy fans in good order. At York, a booze ban is occasionally introduced to keep a different crowd in check.
You can tell when it's sun shining, loads come for the day, get too much beer in them, come back and start like throwing like the Burger Kings about or whatever about. And then you try and get them on the train. They can't get on the train because they're holding the doors up for the colleagues come in that's running late and they fall down the stairs. That's the most difficult time.
So you've had a few drinks in Knaresborough.
You've had a shandy too?
Julie has worked on the platform for 14 years and experience has bred a philosophical view when it comes to difficult customers.
I just think you've got to be ardent to this and not like let people intimidate you, because if people start shouting and bawling, they're not shouting at you, they're just shouting at uniform. But you do get a lot of people like shouting and having a go at you, but you just take it with a pinch of salt and don't let them think that they're having a go at you, because they're not. But I don't mind them having a go. Bring it on. I can handle it.
Julie gets a call on her radio. Somebody is causing trouble at the other end of the station.
We're on our way.
The British Transport Police have an office near the concourse and have got to the incident first.
Looks like this man's over there, looks like he's going to get arrested. It looks like he's got some alcohol maybe in a bag or something. I'm not quite sure yet. So he may be kicked off or something, and that's why the police are there.
It's 7 o'clock in the evening and crunch time for station manager Gary. The matches are over and thousands of Sunderland fans are about to pour into King's Cross, where they will face an alcohol ban for the journey home.
Cheers, thanks. If someone wants to travel, they have to leave their alcohol behind. We put them in the bin and dispose of it later on. Everyone thinks we go and drink it, but it doesn't. It goes into a bin. I can assure you that.
It's been advertised for about a week.
Once a train has been designated dry, there are no exceptions, and that means everybody boarding, not just football fans.
Unfortunately, if you're not a football fan, it does apply to everybody. We don't single out football fans in particular. The same bylaw is used on late-night trains where we have problems throughout the country, so it's not specific to football.
We are not checking your tickets. You must not have any alcohol on you. Any alcohol on you, sir?
Over the years, station assistant Jackie has found that gentle persuasion can go a long way to diffusing potential trouble.
Have you got any alcohol in your bag?
Poultry.
Okay. Any alcohol on you? Okay. I used to be a stewardess of a club, so confiscating beer and telling people they can't drink is, you know, second nature, really. So, no, I don't mind. And then I know I've got all the boys in blue behind me. We're checking for alcohol. Any alcohol on you, lads?
Crispy,
No,
crispy.
I won't frisk you. I trust you. I trust you. Any alcohol?
Just in my belly.
Just in your belly. Well, as long as it's in your belly
I've
and
tried.
not in your pockets, I don't mind.
I've tried.
Oh, okay. Please go through.
Thanks largely to Jackie's good humour, Operation Dry Train is running smoothly.
Okay then. That's all right.
For the time being, at least.
You can't have alcohol on the train, mate.
The police have their hands full, and some passengers rebel.
Custodian, something?
You haven't got alcohol. Have you got alcohol on you?
It's the end of the final day of the Premier League football season. The matches are all over. Thousands of Sunderland fans are heading home from London, and they'll be travelling on booze-free trains.
This is a dry train, so no alcohol allowed on this one.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Okay.
Passengers' bags are subject to random searches by East Coast staff, backed up by a heavy police presence.
Thank you. No alcohol on
East Coast trains give at least 48 hours notice of dry trains through their website and posters in the stations. But inevitably, not everyone gets the message.
If they do try to drink alcohol on the train and they're caught by the police, then it's an offence. Under the railway bylaws, they could be arrested, charged. So it's up to them, really. Yeah.
Sorry, driver, there's no alcohol allowed on the train.
Travellers carrying drink can either throw it away or dispose of it another way before they board.
You're on this train, are you? Yeah, fine, off you go.
Station manager Gary put the booze ban in place, and he's on the front line making sure it all goes to plan.
Have you got any alcohol in you?
We're duty-free stuff that I just bought from India.
Have you?
Unaware of the alcohol ban, this man has travelled from the airport after a holiday abroad, complete with duty-free booze in his bag.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to take it, unfortunately. It's a dry train. Where are you going to?
I'm going to York.
York. The only thing I can suggest is taking a train up to Doncaster and changing there. You could do that.
I'll actually drop it in the office.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When are you back in next?
Tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh, do you?
Daily commute.
Oh, I see, right, yeah. Yeah, we can't allow you to take it, I'm afraid.
No problem, I'll
yeah.
drop it in the
All
office.
right, okay, that's fine. All right, thank you.
Most fans going to away games heed the warnings and respect dry trains. But some still try to beat the ban by hiding their booze, like this lot, who have cunningly concealed their stash of spirits. Nice try, guys.
No alcohol at all. The situation there was, I was just generally talking to Sunderland fans that it was an alcohol-free train. And as he changed hands with his McDonald's, the bag split and 3 or 4 miniatures of whiskey dropped out, much to his embarrassment, to be honest.
Anything in that bag?
Food.
That's all right.
The more experienced travelling fans board the train, clutching post-match cups of tea and coffee. With a train jam-packed with football fans, the regular East Coast on-board staff will be assisted by a heavy police presence. It's the British Transport Police from the North East who've been drafted in to help escort the Sunderland fans home. It's their job to make sure no booze has been smuggled onto the train.
Hold on. All right. So you can't have alcohol on the train, mate. So I'll have to just take it off you, all right? Yeah, no bother. Just with it being a dry train, that's all. Yeah, no worries. I'll just tip it out. Right. Oops.
Oh, are you?
Nearly.
How much have you had?
Nearly. Yeah, well, that's it.
First class is quiet.
I am gonna tip it out. Yeah. Just tip it out. Yes.
There you are, Scott. Well, I mean, I'm not going to bend down and get it. If you can just grab it for us and get rid of it, and then. Right, there's a white bag down there with some cans in, so I'll just get rid of them. They're just here, mate, in the middle. Is that a can as well, is it? Just there beside you. Basically, we're doing a walk through the train. Obviously, anybody with any drink will either take it off them or let you know what we're doing. If we come back and there's more drink, then you'll be dealt with the offence, because it is a dry train and it is an offence to bring drink on the train. All right.
Yeah, it was a dry train, but I'm not like some mentalist that's going to kick off all over. I'm like 51-year-old, travelling with a couple of mates, a couple of drinks, not a problem. You know, so why should I be treated like a kid?
Yeah, because there's obviously occasions when they might fish it out the bin. All quiet through there, is that? Have you been through there or? Yeah, smashing.
Give it a couple of minutes before we walk back. Gives it a chance.
There was a few with drink.
Took a bit off.
Yeah. Who tried to hide it, so they obviously knew, but we're just giving them the opportunity.
It's mainly with small pockets, isn't it? Groups, which we've had with football fans before, where we've ended up arresting members of the group, and it sort of escalates from there. Not so much with dry trains, but we've actually had, you know, like fights in the vestibule area, which is very difficult to deal with again, you know, especially on a moving train, as you can imagine. So everything's different, you know, every incident, it's you just got to sort of take it as it comes, really. It's the only way to do it.
The booze ban may seem draconian to some, but the combination of alcohol and large groups of travelling fans can lead to serious safety issues for staff and customers alike.
Football supporters are probably the worst supporters that you can have on your train, yeah. And there is teams out there that are known for their bad travellers. And I suppose that is the sad aspect of when you are having people travelling, because nobody enjoys working the trains because the fear for their own safety in a sense, and I think that's a sad environment for us to be in. We're trying to provide a service for the general public, and they're just making out an environment for people to be frightened to be in. So yeah, there is teams that are scary, and we do look at the fixtures when they come out and you think, oh God, if I can try and take a day off when they're not playing.
I think if we go to the next one, yeah, because that group that we took the drink off are down there.
Just keep an eye.
Just keep an eye.
Yeah.
We've gone down the toilet, mate.
We've been tipped out, yeah.
How was it, candy live, man?
It's just an offence, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just so it's fair for everyone, you know, it's got to be the same for everyone.
I thought you had this good rule where you didn't get me and all that, you know.
The problem is, where do we keep them? That's the other problem as well. Yeah. Well, then there'd be nothing to stop you going and getting them halfway through with that. Fair's fair. I think you knew you weren't meant to have them, because obviously as soon as I came, you dropped them under the seat. So.
I wasn't a woman, but I was taking them for the bands.
Right. Hold of the bends.
I got it wrong there.
You did.
Yeah.
Good effort.
No bother.
It's totally insulting, because like you can tip at any time of day, all it does is drive people to like hire vodka down the kegs, do this, that and the other, mix the drinks. People stag off the train worse than what you would with a couple of cans. Yeah. All I'd like is to have a couple of cans, decent drink, and that's it.
So it hasn't ruined your day? Did your team win today?
Now we got beaten, that's ruined day.
Who's your team? Is it Sunderland?
Sunderland, we're doing all right in the pitch. It's these that are spoiled a day, to be fair.
York Station, most of the weekend revellers have gone home. The last train of the night to be dispatched by Julie has no passengers on it. This one is heading to the depot overnight.
This is empty stock, it's not going anywhere. Oh, thanks. Tell me when you're ready to, and I'll ring it out. This is what takes time up. That's it, I just heard him click. Received, I'll ring it out. Not going anywhere, these girls. Ready? It's good. All right. We've had a few excitements, I think, and a good shift. So I'm going to go and sign off and go home.
Julie thinks it's all over, but not quite.
7 to rail 3. Any chance you could get hold of cleaners? There's a load of blood all over the near Costa on the top of the stairs. There's loads. Yeah, somebody must have either cut themselves or something. It's horrendous.
With such a large amount of blood on the stairs, Julie suspects that somebody could be seriously injured and possibly still in the station somewhere.
Somebody must have fallen and they're bleeding outside down here. Yeah, I'm on my way. Oh, thanks. God, I've never seen so much blood.
Yeah, just
Oops. Do you want some more? Shall I go and get some? I've got a bandage. I'll get you a bandage.
Nah, I don't know. Put the pressure on. Keep the pressure on it.
Put the pressure on it.
Keep the pressure on it.
That gentleman's either fallen up the stairs or down the stairs. He's very intoxicated. I asked him if he needed a bandage on his head instead of those tissues. He was a bit rude to me, so I said, well, I don't think he needed any help, so I left him to the police. Right, we'll go out and sign off.
Across the network, the stations are all but empty. The trains have reached their final destination and another East Coast weekend is over. The great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
I won't risk you. I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day. I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Handy bags, please.
From driving trains...
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
...to making breakfasts...
I've cooked that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
...to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. East Coast Trains is one of the British transport network's largest employers.
Bonjour!
Around 3,000 men and women share a diverse range of duties.
Here we go. Whistle while we work.
For most, it's so much more rewarding than a boring old desk job.
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
Not for them, a regular 9 to 5. Even if that means dealing with boisterous passengers.
We come from Scotland and we are great.
Or disgruntled customers.
But how long is that going to take? We've already been here for half an hour, mate.
I do understand your frustration, my friend.
When I left my last job as a finance director, when I joined the railway, I told my managing director when I told him I was going, if I had all the money in the world, I would actually pay someone to let me drive trains. But now somebody pays me to do it, so I can't ask for any more.
East Coast Trains employs a total of 330 drivers, manoeuvring diesel and electric trains along the backbone of Britain. It's every child's dream to drive a train, but only a lucky few ever get the chance. Steve traded in his 9-to-5 job as an accountant for a new life on the railway.
First thing I do when I get on the loco is I just check the repair book to make sure there's nothing in the repair book before I put the key in. And then I set the train up ready to do a brake test and just check the lights to make sure all the lights are okay. So I just do the brake test. So the brake pipe's going down, which shows that we've got a brake all the way through from the loco to the back of the train. I think we're okay. There doesn't seem to be any drastic repairs booked, so I think hopefully we'll be away on time. But I've got no wood to touch, so I should not have said that.
With his checks complete and his passengers on board, Steve is ready to set the 8:30 from London's King's Cross on its way to Newcastle.
Today we have 8 stops altogether, including Newcastle when we get there. I'm just going to test the horn because I test it when I leave King's Cross just to make sure it's working before we get too far. And this noise that you can hear there, that's our vigilance device, which you'll hear going off a number of times on the trip. It goes off approximately every 90 seconds. If you don't cancel it by lifting your foot and putting it back down again, the train brakes go on and it stops the train. But we get a very limited amount of time to cancel that. It's about 1.5 seconds. So you hope you don't get too many noises going off at the same time.
Back at King's Cross, it's not bells and whistles that need attention, it's people.
Just out here, upstairs, across the road upstairs. Have a nice weekend.
Travel consultant Joe's job is to help passengers get their right train.
Is that okay?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Working with the railways is the only way I can satisfy myself and enjoy what I'm doing by helping people, because with the railways, you have to deal with customers. It's not a job that you just have to sit in the office.
I will send you to the customer information center, so when time comes, they can take you on the train.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Joe's happy to deal with any challenge from the traveling public.
I'm a people person. If you see me doing my job from the face, it will tell you that this guy loves people because I'm always smiling.
Cheers. Bye.
Today, Joe's people skills are being put to the test.
Apologies, my friend. Apologies. Yeah, your apologies, but it's not going to get me to where I've got to go, is it?
This customer is a bit hot under his collar. He claims he put his money in the machine, but it failed to produce a ticket.
I put money into the machine and the machine's eaten my money and hasn't given me my ticket. And the man don't seem to be believing it or something, so I don't know. I've missed the first train, so I'm gonna have to catch the second train now. I'm trying to get to Peterborough. £31 on a ticket, and the man tells me don't use the machine, go to the window and pay. Don't use the machine, it's not their fault that the machines ain't working. Well, I'm sorry, yeah it is. It's your train station. And now I have to be wait another 10 minutes while they go and work it out.
Joe's manager has gone to check for signs of the transaction.
When an incident happens like this, the bosses or myself have to go behind and check to know exactly what is the problem. So my friend, apologies. I know the way you feel, but you just have to be patient. Yeah, Kevin is just going to count the money. Kevin is doing the job.
Yeah, he's not doing it properly because the money's inside the machine. He hasn't emptied nothing from the machine. And it isn't printing right because it hasn't printed my ticket. So if it's going to print him something out, how do we know that it's going to print him the right thing out? So I could be here for a long time.
No, you're not going to be for a long time.
If that doesn't prove it, he has to come back to empty all that out.
No, we're going to empty it. We're going to do that.
With no sign of a ticket from the machine, Joe escorts the passenger to the customer service desk.
I haven't got the money to get to Peterborough. I've just put my £31 in the machine. I need to get to Peterborough. Yeah, but you're sending me saying to me, oh, it isn't in the machine. The machine doesn't have. Number 14. They can't find no money in the machine. I don't mind if I can get in writing off one of these that I'll accept being fined. I'll get on the train to Peterborough, but I'm going to get fined. But as soon as you lot find where my money is, you lot cancel the fine. That's fair enough. That's at least the best thing you can do. You can't expect me to pay £62 to travel to Peterborough.
it's not just passengers who hate delays. Up in Peterborough, Steve's Newcastle-bound service is 2 minutes late, and he's just as frustrated as any paying customer.
No drivers like to be late. We tend to moan about the signallers a lot because they're the people who control the signals, and it tends to be the signals that will slow us down. But the railway, it's not that simple because the railway is a very busy place. But ideally, we would like to come into work every day and drive our trains exactly on time that they're supposed to run. But we don't get to do that often enough, unfortunately. You'll see me waving now and again. Basically, it's just a thing we do. We wave to all the other drivers. And the train spotters, if you see them as well.
Back at King's Cross, Joe's still trying to solve the mystery of the ticketless customer.
You just came up with an idea that they should check the camera to see that if you...
But how long is that going to take? I've already been here for half an hour, mate.
I do understand.
You don't understand because you're doing standing this and I understand.
No, I do understand. I do understand your frustration, my friend.
Behind the scenes, East Coast staff are frantically checking the CCTV cameras to see if the passenger's story checks out.
He pulled something out. He definitely pulled something out.
What did he do then?
I don't know. Go back.
Shift manager Julie reviews the tapes.
If that's the case, he's done a card transaction and it hasn't gone through. He's trying to say it's cash. That woman's in a really bad position. Yeah.
Back on the floor, Joe's trying to keep things calm.
I will try to do my best, yes. So just give some time again.
Not give him some time. I've been standing here for half an hour. Keep saying time. Saying time, mate.
And how much was the ticket?
31 quid.
So you're looking at two notes at least.
But he's got, and also he's got his carry bag in his left hand. So how can you feed the note in?
And hold your wallet.
How can you take a note out of a wallet with one hand?
Yeah, and feed it in and hold your wallet. No, I'm not convinced.
All right.
Let's go and give him the bad news. Thank you. We're just going to go and speak to the customer. I'm going to suggest that we take his name and address details, and we'll do a full cash audit on the fast ticket machine tomorrow. And if the cash machine has got more money in it than it should have, then I'll contact the customer and he can come back for his money. It's gone. Where is it? Where's the customer? He's gone.
The passenger has seemingly, well, vanished into thin air.
We're just waiting for the customer to come back. He went for a drink at about 3 o'clock, maybe 20 minutes ago, and he hasn't come back yet, so we'll see. I don't think he's coming back.
Joe gets back to work.
Gentlemen, you okay? You need any help? I don't think that he's going to come back. He must have realized that he hasn't chucked in the money, so end of story.
And we'll never know if the customer ever made it to Peterborough. Crew manager Ian goes back to the floor.
Morning!
And trainee Carol faces her worst fear.
Tea, coffee, sandwiches. I'm scared of the trolley.
As East Coast trains race through the countryside, they can reach speeds of up to 125 miles an hour.
This is basically the power handle, so this regulates the amount of power that I'm putting through the loco. This is the brake handle, so they're the two most important things we use. We're only doing 95 at the moment, but they tend to think when we get up to 125 it seems very fast, but because we're used to it, it doesn't seem fast to us anymore. I'd probably have to go on a Eurostar for it to appear fast. But then, if you look out sideways, because looking forwards, nothing's going past you that fast, but if you look sideways, you can actually get the sense of speed much more.
But Steve's well aware his job is not all about the speed. He does have to stop too, something he takes great pride in.
Each time I stop at a station, I try and stop it gently, just in case people are standing up, because there'll probably be people getting ready to get off, so I try and stop it as a nice, gentle stop. That's what I would like if I was a passenger, so I try to do it the same for them. So we're on time now, just about. So we made up that couple of minutes we lost running into Peterborough.
Full speed ahead as Steve's on-time London to Newcastle service speeds towards his next stop, Doncaster.
To me, this is fun. I really enjoyed it, so I enjoy coming to work. Look at this office window. Fantastic.
Not all East Coast staff are lucky enough to enjoy the freedom of riding the rails. One employee who is usually stuck behind a desk crunching numbers is crew manager Ian, though he's not one to let the job get him down. Ian's been with East Coast for 16 years and manages a crew of 42 employees.
Very demanding job. A lot of things, a lot of people need your attention all the time. You're either a sane person who doesn't sleep or you're just crazy.
Today, Ian's in luck. He's getting out of the office and going back to the floor.
Bonjour!
As a reward to his crew for scoring highly on a recent performance review.
Good morning, Pierre. It's not so much about being a day out of the office, it's all about giving one of my teams a day off to actually go and do something else. That's what today's about, really. And hopefully not fall flat on your face while you're out here doing it. Fingers crossed.
Trouble is, Ian doesn't get out much.
Morning!
Today, he has the responsibility of running the snack bar and is expected to bring in a profit of around £80.
Chocolates. Right, I'm logging on. I'm going in. I've been told I've got 11 bacon toasties to sell. So if I sell 12, I'm in trouble.
He'll have to sharpen his sales technique if Ian's to hit his target. He's been given a float of £37.40.
I've got a £37.40 float. I'm a cash handler this morning, and my cash handling skills will be questioned up to the match later on. I will have a £37.40 float when I get to London. Plus, loads of money.
York Station is home to the East Coast Training Academy. Today, 13 eager new customer service recruits are here to learn how to drive a trolley the right way.
Everyone all right? Did you sleep well? Yeah. Yeah, had a good sleep. Did you have a nice breakfast? So.
The trolley dolly trainees are in the capable hands of instructors Gail and Darren.
Well, what I'd like to do today then is operate the equipment in the catering vehicle. So we're going to have a bit of a play, a bit of a touch, which should be more enjoyable for you today.
Today is the final training session before the recruits are let loose on a real train and real passengers.
We have what we call a wet side and a dry side in the kitchens.
Carol is one of the trainees. Like Steve, the driver, she's left a desk job to try a new career on the railway.
Well, I love travel, so I've always wanted to work for the railways or anything to do with travel. But I looked and there was something there and I applied and was very lucky to get it.
But there's one thing Carol is not looking forward to during training.
We've got different types of trolleys on board. This is one of the smaller types.
I'm scared of the trolley, but it's just something, it's the unknown, isn't it? I'm like, will I be able to push that trolley, etc., and get down those aisles? My daughter just keeps saying, Mother, I just can't imagine with a trolley.
And that's you, yeah?
Operating a trolley is not as easy as it looks.
Well, it is slightly different doing it on the train, because obviously you've got the movement of the train. But the good thing about the train is that you do have the seats to help keep it steady as well.
To be fair, I'm not really that worried about the trolley because I've manual handled the trolley before, so it don't really scare me that much.
Fully stocked, it weighs 40 kilograms. Imagine manoeuvring that down a crowded carriage. Or even between two tables in a classroom.
Does anybody want to help, Dan?
Is that 2 coffees?
Jack, on the other hand, has had plenty of on-board experience.
That is 2.25, please. When I'm working on the standard trolley, I used to just say, oh, I'm working on the standard trolley.
until sort of a couple of customers, once I was having a joke with them, said, "Oh, are you a trolley dolly?" And that's just kind of stuck for me. I know of someone who once was going through with the trolley and they actually ran over someone's foot because the person wasn't in the way at the time, but they actually stuck their foot out just as the trolley went past. So that was, yeah, we had to do a lot of paperwork there.
Crew manager Ian is 20 minutes into a 2-hour journey from Leeds to King's Cross. He's keen to sell to reach his £80 target, but he's off to a slow start.
Don't see me, nobody coming down in a minute. Very soon our Vicky will make an announcement and tell all the lovely people down there that we're open. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Pleased to tell you our cafe bar is now open. If you'd like any hot drinks on this cold morning, or any freshly made bacon toasties, or any hot paninis, they're all available at the cafe bar now. Let's see what happens now.
But business is slow. Ian is convinced his sales have been sabotaged by fellow crew member Darren, who's operating the trolley.
He's gone that way and he's catered to everybody needs, and now he's coming back this way, catering to everybody's needs, and everybody thinks, I don't need to go down to that cafe bar. It's very frustrating, this for me. I'll have to unleash myself. I want to break out and go and talk to somebody.
Over in York is the moment Carol's been dreading, driving the trolley. First, she must refuel, release the brakes, a quick check of the mirrors, and she's off.
Morning, everybody. Anybody want anything from the trolley? Can I have a coffee, please? Absolutely.
Her first order, and the cups aren't cooperating.
Maybe.
Sugar.
No, I don't want sugar this morning, thanks.
Terrifying. It was just a little bit scary, but I'm sure once you get used to doing it and you're in the train environment, it'll be a lot different than in the classroom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Trolley training is over. Carol's next customers will be fully paid up passengers on board a real train. After a miserable morning with precisely 0 customers, crew boss Ian has just about reached the end of his tether. But finally...
And what sort of tea do you sell? Have you any mint tea?
Peppermint.
Please, yeah. Thank you.
Not 1, but 2 customers. When it rains, it pours.
That's smashing. How are you? Have you been
Full of
busy?
the joys of being busy.
Have you?
Welcome. I'm honoured you are my first customer this morning, young lady. That's a grand total of £4.75.
£4.75. There we go.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Ian's finally made a sale, but not the big bucks he was hoping for. Some espionage is required. Ian takes a sneaky peek at how much his competitor Darren has made on the trolley. The news isn't good.
Dazzler, he's taken 2/3 of the money this train needs to take this morning, which is just as well because we aren't doing it down here. I've reset me objectives for today this morning. I don't think I'm going to get me 78 quid. Unless I threaten to run down the train naked and say, give me £5 or I'll do it, I don't know.
Thankfully, another customer, and maybe he's a big spender.
Right, what have you got hot food-wise, please?
So we can do an all-day breakfast thing, which is bacon, your sausage, egg and all that.
I'll go for that, the all-day breakfast, yeah. Awesome.
Give us 2 minutes, boss.
Got a busy day ahead of you? Another one?
So far, no. Later, yes.
Yeah.
You enjoy.
Thank you, mate.
Bless you.
See you later. Cheers.
Here's my maid back.
Ian's return to the floor hasn't been as profitable as he hoped. Time to cash up and see how bad the day's takings have been.
I've taken a grand total, hey, 23.50.
That's it.
Bang it in.
As they pull into London, Ian worries about what his crew will make of his poor performance.
My lot's going to kill me when they find out I've been on their bar and taken £23.50.
Fortunately for East Coast, normal service will be resumed tomorrow when Ian will be safely back behind his desk.
There we go. Job's done, job's finished, we're cashed up. This bar's beautiful next crew. Bye from me.
Steve tackles leaves on the line.
It's like a car trying to run on ice.
A Scottish football team prepares for an important trip to London.
There's still a chance to win the league, so fingers crossed.
And Carol steps out of the classroom and onto a train.
Here we go.
Throughout the year, East Coast train drivers battle the elements. The worst Britain has to offer. Today, on Steve's 300-mile journey to Newcastle, is a good old dose of British rain.
So this is probably worse today because we've had the dry weather, and it seems to be that the first couple of days after a dry spell, if you get rain, the track's that much slippier. It can be difficult to drive, but it's worse during our infamous leaf fall season. People think it's like a joke that we have trouble when there's leaves on the line, but it is horrendous. First of all, when you're accelerating, it's like a car trying to run on ice. If you've got leaf fall or very bad fog combined, that makes it quite an intense journey because you're concentrating a lot all the time.
But whether it's leaves or rain, Steve's got a trick for dealing with slippage.
Basically, we have a sander button here, and when we press that, there's sand boxes underneath the loco, and they have nozzles which point the sand underneath, right directly underneath the wheels of the loco, and they help it grip. You could have a day where the train would slip a lot for the whole journey, and you might be using it a lot. I don't know if you can hear the whining noise. They're slipping again, and you start to pick these things up, and it's an experience as a driver over the years that you pick that up. So I'll sand it again for the moment.
Steve may have his hands full dealing with leaves and rain, but he does enjoy the solitude. Not a perk for everyone who works at East Coast.
Well, there you go. Thank you.
Physically, it can be very tiring. Mentally, it can be a challenge. The problem is, as a crew leader for me, I have nowhere to go on a train to get away from people. Because when you're out there, it's excuse me, can you help with this, can you help with that? Which is my role and which I should be. And when I go in the kitchen, I've got all my crew saying, oh, where's this, what's happening with this? What's happening with this? And sometimes you have to go and literally lock yourself in the toilet for 5 minutes just to get a little bit of, clarity.
At Leeds Station in Yorkshire, customer service trainee Carol will be trying to resist the urge to lock herself in the toilet. It's her first day serving real customers on a moving train.
Hiya. Are you Maggie? I am. You Carol? Nice to meet you. Yes, lovely to meet you. You're welcome, love.
She's in good hands with her mentor, Maggie. After 11 years on board, she knows all the tricks of the trade.
How are you feeling today? I've been really frightened, really scared. But excited at the same time. Yeah, it's exciting work, but don't be scared. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. You won't be able to wait until you come back tomorrow. Wonderful, that's what I like to hear. It's a first shift, so she's a bit shy and nervous, and going to learn how we do first class and how to serve food, drinks, and help to the passengers. She'll be fine. The nerves will go away by the end she gets into London.
As the train pulls away for the 2.25-hour trip from Leeds to London, Carol prepares to face her public.
Mixture of emotions, really. Excited, obviously, because it's a new job, but also quite scared. Been a bit of a wimp today, really, and that's not me. But I just want to do a good job.
Carol managed the trolley in training, but now it's the real deal.
Here we go. Whistle while we work.
And today she'll be spoiling her customers with a first-class service.
There you are. Enjoy. No fruit, no crisps, no cake. You drive fast, Maggie.
Now Carol gets tips from the kitchen staff on how to keep hot pies on the plate.
The easiest thing to remember is to try and walk like a penguin.
Thank you very much.
And if walking like a penguin doesn't work, Maggie has another suggestion.
I've just got to get used to my train legs.
The best way to do it,
Yeah.
pretend that you're drunk.
Oh, right. Enjoy.
It's fine. The more she does it, the better she'll get, which is fine, because I can see that she's going to be like one of these chatty ones, so she's fine. That's the way to do it.
Her next challenge,
Sauvignon Blanc.
pouring drinks at 125 miles an hour.
Sorry, I forgot to ask you, do you want a big one or a little one? You got a big one?
I wouldn't have known that this was somebody who was here on her first day. I mean, apart from anything else, she can keep her balance on these fast-moving trains, but on top of that, she can pour tea and milk without spilling it on this fast-moving train.
A train full of satisfied customers arrives at their destination, and Carol has survived her first day out of the office.
You've done a really good job, this one. Next one's going to be better, so just think positive.
I will.
Right? And if you've got any questions, just ask.
I will do, absolutely.
And the dreaded trolley, piece of cake.
It wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. I am looking forward to my next shift. I will turn up tomorrow.
When I first started, I got home after my first few shifts. After the first week, I was going to Glasgow, so it's 14-hour shifts on the train. I stood in the kitchen and my legs were still swaying in the kitchen at home. And after a few years, you do get a balance and a walk to it. And so the odd times you do end up on passengers' laps or falling over them if the train goes over some points a bit rough. You just apologise and move on quickly.
Steve, the driver, just loves his job, but his schedule is not to everyone's liking.
I put the biggest challenge down of being a train driver as the wife moaning about the shifts. She'll always moan about working at weekends and nights, but doesn't tend to say when I'm home during the day and I can do jobs or we can go out together. So that I suppose on a personal basis is the challenge.
At heart, Steve's an old romantic, at home and at work.
One of the things I really enjoy about being a train driver is, as you're getting out of the cab, you're seeing people run off the train and then running into the arms of someone that they love and they've missed and they've not seen for a long time. And you think, actually, I've been part of getting those two people together, so that's really nice. It does have the adverse side as well of it, is that sometimes you'll see them as you walk down the train when you're getting the train ready, and you'll see them in a hug because they're being split up by us travelling away, but you know that ultimately you're going to bring them back together again one day as well. And it's just a great thing to see. It's nice.
Steve loves bringing people together.
Here we are, Newcastle and on time. Good trip.
And he knows every train journey tells a story. Scotland's capital city, Edinburgh, is home to Waverley Station. It's the second largest railway station in the UK and a northern hub for East Coast trains. Tomorrow, members of the Hot Scots Football Club will take the train from Waverley to London for an important league game.
My name's Neil, I play for the Hot Scots at left back, and we're here tonight for a training session before our big game on Saturday. So we're heading down to London to play against the London Titans in our final away game of the season. And yeah, we're hoping to get the 3 points, still a chance to win the league, so fingers crossed.
The Hot Scots are hot, in more ways than one.
It's a gay league that we play in. It's certainly not exclusive. We have heterosexual players, we have women players. We certainly don't discriminate in that respect. Oh, good save.
It's a community club. It's really about getting people of all ages, sexuality, gender, to come along and play football.
The club was founded in 2007 to take on teams up and down the UK.
I hope it goes a little bit towards sort of breaking down barriers and the opposition realise that we're not maybe as stereotyped as they might have in their heads. You know, we can play in the mud, we can play in the rain. Our throw-ins are quite normal. So the name Hot Scots is kind of a funny thing. I kind of hope that would encourage people not to take it super seriously. It can be slightly embarrassing sometimes when we're playing just down the regular park or something. Some of the kids are walking by going, "Oh, so what team is it?" "Oh, Hot Scots." Don't ask.
Question is, will they live up to their name tomorrow, when they head to London with the league title on the line? Steve has a surprise passenger.
You keep your fingers crossed that one-off thing that happens once in your railway career doesn't happen when you've got your manager sitting next to you.
And the Hot Scots ride the rails from Waverley.
Are we going out tonight?
Don't think we will tonight.
No, you're going out tonight.
I'm going out
to take the I'm going out tonight with the other team.
On the platform in Newcastle, train driver Steve's about to head back to London, and he's been joined by a surprise guest. Colin, his manager, will ride alongside Steve to assess his driving skills. With safety a priority, every East Coast driver is assessed on a regular basis. Ever the optimist, Steve is glad of the company.
It's always good to have someone in the cab because it's one of the things people have said, it can be a lonely job. So even to have your manager in doing an assessment, it just makes it a little bit more interesting to chat to people about things. What I try to do is I try to do my job the same every day. And as long as I do that, I'm doing it right and Colin will be happy, hopefully. Well, we see what happens. Famous last words.
They pull off. Colin watching his every move. But what's he looking for?
It's his general driving abilities, also to make sure he complies with the speed restrictions. Nice smooth stops. This is what I like to see, is when a train runs into a platform, people are invariably getting up, getting luggage out of racks, so you don't want to be stopping in a heap, you want to come in nice and smoothly. And that gives a better passenger experience.
Every year, 25 million passengers pass through Edinburgh's Waverley Station, and members of the Hot Scots Football Club are among them, ready to board an East Coast train south to London's King's Cross.
Yeah, it's the big moment. We're on the way, very shortly on the way down to London for the big game tomorrow, and hopefully get the victory and then go out and enjoy ourselves, essentially, and celebrate. A bit crowded, but we'll use our silky skills to sneak past them and be fine.
The boys get settled in for the close to 5-hour journey to London. A long way to travel for an amateur league, but this isn't just any league.
It's the only gay football league in the entire world, essentially.
We're in the first division, which is the Premier League of the world's only gay and lesbian football league. So if we win that, that's something to be very proud of.
Pride aside, now it's time to talk tactics.
Are we going out tonight?
Don't think we will tonight.
No, you're going out tonight. I'm going out
to take them out.
I'm going out tonight with the other team till 6 a.m. so that they're good and ready for the game tomorrow. And everyone else is going to bed. That's my job.
All jokes aside, they take their game very seriously.
Gay people have this bad image that they're all fairies and they don't like contact sports, which is very stereotypical, and it's not like that. That's one of the reasons why I joined. I felt really comfortable joining the team and hope to be there for many years. Whether I get picked is another thing.
When we started playing some of the mainstream teams in Edinburgh and Lothians, and you had teams that were turning up not quite knowing what it would be like, you're kind of a bit embarrassed for them, and then going back to work on Monday saying, oh yeah, we got beat 6-0, yeah. So it can be quite funny that way.
It's 2013, and I think most mainstream teams would be okay with it, because if you're only good at football, they'll generally accept you. If you're not any good at football, then maybe they won't.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll encourage more people to take part in football, and if we're just another outlet for that, then great. But at the end of the day, it makes a difference what sexuality are. You should be able to enjoy the game, that's it.
You know, we do have straight people in the team as well, and you know, some of the two new recruits are straight, and they're very good football players. We hope to build a team around them soon.
Spirits are high as they pull into King's Cross.
The mighty Hot Scots, we come from Scotland and we are great. We have defenders who won't surrender. I will take your trophy away. That's how we do.
The Hot Scots went on to win the game 3-1, but sadly missed out on the league title by 2 points. Not to worry, lads. There's always next year. Heading for King's Cross, Steve's trying to score points with Colin as his referee, but the typical British weather is trying to catch him offside.
Oh, slipping because of the rain.
Is there anything you can do on these to actually ease the wheel slip problem?
We don't have any sanders on them.
Absolutely, we haven't got any sanders.
So it's really easing off power and you're just finding the place at which they will take the power level you've got. Good.
Colin's impressed, but as they pull into the first station, Steve has to put on the brakes gently.
The stop was fine. It was nice and smooth and controlled, and we stopped in the appropriate position. That's spot on.
I'll heighten the tension now and say the one that I hate stopping at is the stupid lollipop in King's Cross. we have a lollipop in King's Cross where we have to stop and it lines the train up so they can get the water pipes on. And because the HSTs, the brakes tend to go on and come off a little bit slower than they do on the electrics, they're that little bit harder to get stopped right. But it's a matter of just having it all under control as you run in, that's the thing. So we'll see what happens when we get there. I can bribe my manager now. Would you like a wine gum?
I will, but that won't make no difference.
Oh, I'll give it back then.
Passing this assessment is important to Steve. He couldn't imagine not driving trains. But it's not just driving tests he must endure to keep his licence.
We have medicals at the moment every 5 years until we're 60 years old, and then we have to have them every 2 years. And I think if I went into a medical and they said, sorry, you're going to have to come off train driving because your hearing isn't good enough or your eyesight isn't good enough now, it would probably be devastating given how much I love the job. So I tend to dread the medicals a bit.
With one stop to go, Steve's assessment is nearly complete. No pressure at all.
Hopefully I'm doing okay. I just drive how I normally drive and hopefully that's good enough. And you keep your fingers crossed that one-off thing that happens once in your railway career doesn't happen when you've got your manager sitting next to you.
It is purely about his driving because the most important thing is that he drives the train safely. And if that means we've got to be late because they put something in front of us, then we can't do anything about it. You know, we endeavour to be there on time because, again, every driver wants to get their train from A to B on time as part of a professional pride.
With his confidence high, Steve pulls into King's Cross Station. Precision is needed as he faces his arch nemesis, the lollipop. He needs to stop this 453-ton diesel engine on a sixpence, under the eagle eye of his manager.
That'll do you fine there, spot on.
Inch perfect. He made it.
This is the lollipop that it's probably the one thing that I would say is a little bit of pressure when you run an HST into King's Cross. I'm keen to not be the person who somebody else gets called down later on to move the train because they can't get the pipes on it. So, no, it worked well and I was pleased.
But what does Colin think of his efforts?
I'm very happy. He's shown a very good level of confidence and professionalism throughout the day, so I'm more than happy with his performance today. Any questions you want to ask?
No, that's fine. I'm happy with
Good.
the assessment.
OK then, good. Right.
Time to go home.
Yeah, it's time to go home.
Colin's happy. Steve can finally relax. Looks like he'll be back in the driver's seat tomorrow. The great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands, connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
I trust him.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do all day. I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Hand your bags, please.
From driving trains...
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
...to making breakfasts...
I've cooked that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
...to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. East Coast Trains is one of Britain's biggest and most diverse transport networks.
Any breakfast for you this morning? No, nothing at all?
There are 53 stations on the line, from the big city slicker that is London's King's Cross...
OK, sir, jump on the train.
...to some smaller country cousins.
Back in the trenches now, and we'll go crazy in another half hour.
12 stations are managed by East Coast Trains themselves, and Newcastle, by far the biggest and the busiest, is one of the jewels in the crown. A Grade 1 listed building, the station has 12 platforms and handles nearly 8 million passengers a year.
Train now at platform 2 is a 1944 service to Edinburgh Waverley.
The local staff who work here take a jaunty pride in the smooth running of their station.
I try and keep Newcastle's image cleaner.
Take your time, sir.
But they never know exactly who or what is coming down the line. They see it all here, the good, the bad, and occasionally the very ugly.
You know, I've worked all around the world,
to come back to my hometown, to be manager of Newcastle Station. I feel very privileged, I feel very honoured to have the job, and you know, and I walk through my station with pride every day, and that's what keeps us going.
Station manager Louise is the queen of all she surveys. Newcastle Station is her pride and joy.
I have to keep an eye on these vents because it gets very, very dusty on there. Yeah, it's white paintwork, so...
The station is Louise's home from home, and nothing escapes her beady eye.
Look at the handle. Let's get a new handle ordered for there. Yeah, you can see. You see here?
Marks on the walls.
Yeah. Staff say that I never carry a handbag, I carry a bucket and mop.
Oh, you got a film on the top.
That was just cleaned yesterday as well.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Louise has a crack team of customer service assistants whose job it is to look after passengers and keep the trains running. Railway lifer Daz is one of the station's longest-serving staff.
This is the one, darling, this is the one, yeah. Started as a cleaner. Been here, like, well, I say nearly 30 years now. It's a good life, man, it's a really good life.
Like his boss, Louise, railways are in Daz's blood.
I'm hoping to be a 50-year man, I think. I've worked it out. If I do a 1-year extension, I'll do 50 years. I'll get that for you. If you step inside the door, I'll get it on for you, OK?
Part of Daz's job is the safe dispatch of trains. Believe it or not, there's a lot more to it than blowing whistles and waving. Daz must make sure his trains leave on time, or East Coast pays the price.
If the train leaves late, then it incurs costs to our companies. We have to pay Network Rail, because obviously it might delay something else. That's another one away safe and on time. East Coast is running well today. No route problems, sir, if anybody asks.
The mainline trains are too long for just one person to dispatch safely. Step up Daz and John, Newcastle's dynamic duo.
The train's about 1/4 of a mile long, so if that, it's a big thing to look after. It's eyes in the back of your head. I've had parents trying to put the children in pushchairs on the trains before. When the doors are closing, it beggars belief sometimes with people. You're just using common sense. You don't, if you haven't got that much common sense, don't have children, I'm sorry. Excuse me 2 seconds, gentlemen, this is where I thought. So it's my responsibility until this train leaves the platform. Anything that doesn't look right, we can still stop the train until the guard goes past me. Once he goes past me, then it comes down to the signalman. Fundamentally, I'm dispatch. I deal with the trains, but I deal with the public as well. I like people. British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
OK, sir, jump on the train. Edinburgh. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, madam. First stop is short. Thank you.
Train now at platform 2 is a 1944 East Coast service to Edinburgh Waverley. This train will call at Morpeth and Edinburgh Waverley only. Customers always right. Always right. That's what we're led to believe. Customers always right. I say that with my tongue firmly in my cheek.
Keeping customers happy is a high priority for the station staff, and a simple thank you can make it all worthwhile.
Oh, Dad, that lady that you helped with the bag on the train sent a lovely little card in.
Oh, let's have a look. Is that us?
No, it's not us.
Oh, I remember the one the bag went to Durham. And we got it back. That's straight eye. Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Oh, well done, well done. Right,
you.
I'm going to put your little...
You're telling grateful. All right, on the board.
Letter on the board, OK?
Thanks, boss. Cheers.
Each thank you letter gets a place on Louise's special board of praise.
Mrs Jones is everybody, so our customers that go on the trains, coming through the stations. We call everyone our Mrs Jones customer.
It's Louise's baby, yeah, she loves that kind of thing, definitely. So I'll be in a good books for a few weeks with that one, Whenever I do anything wrong, she comes in with a stern face, I'm just going to wave my card at her and that'll keep her nice, she'll be happy with that. I've got it in my pocket for at least a couple of days, yeah.
Customer satisfaction may be important, but customer safety is paramount. In 3 days' time, Team Newcastle needs to be at the top of its game, as around 3,000 football fans will descend on the station for one of the country's biggest grudge matches.
On Sunday, we've got a very busy day because we've got the Sunderland-Newcastle derby game. It's going to be a big day. The city's electric, lots of planning in place.
It's a match of such intense rivalry that the threat of violence is a real concern.
Two sets of fans, two teams that hate each other, two sets of fans who are very volatile on that day, probably go to work on the Monday and be best of mates, but for that 1 or 2 days a season it's crazy.
Well, we can start cording this off now, as from Friday I would say.
For station manager Louise, Derby Day is the most testing shift of the year.
Previous games, there's been a lot of arrests and a lot of fights on the station and supporters running across the lines.
Maybe start tonight? Yeah.
But the last 3 years, it's been in a very controlled manner, and touch wood, there hasn't been any incidences.
John and Daz saved the day at Durham. And it's action stations for Louise. It's early afternoon in Newcastle, and information controller Daz has a short announcement to make.
Train at platform number 4 to 1342. Cross-country train service to Penzance, calling at Durham, Darlington, York, Leeds, Wakefield, Westgate, Sheffield, Chesterfield, Derby, Tamworth, Birmingham, New Street, Cheltenham Spa, Bristol Parkway, Bristol Temple, Meads, Taunton, Tiverton Parkway, Exeter St David's, Newton Abbot, Totnes, Plymouth, Liscard, Bodmin Parkway, Lostwhittle, Parr, St Austell, Truro, Redruth, Camborne, Hale, St Erith and Penzance. Platform 4 for the 1342 cross-country train service to Penzance. See how long that is? It's ridiculous, man.
It's the calm before the storm, as in 3 days' time, thousands of football fans will converge on the station for the Newcastle-Sunderland derby. For station manager Louise, the day requires meticulous planning.
My plan for the day is to make sure everything runs fantastically without any safety incidents.
In preparation for match day, Louise is meeting with British Transport Police.
Obviously, you're fully aware that this has been graded as a Category C, high risk of disorder within the rail network.
With passions running high between rival Newcastle and Sunderland fans, the station team must prepare for the worst.
Any issues associated with crowd control within the railway station are down to yourselves. We anticipate about 2,400 to travel by train. The fans themselves will be coming out onto the Neville Street exit and they will be escorted around the back and down into the car park exit, where they will then join the main bulk of the football supporters under Oxford Street.
I think we've both got the same objectives: crime-free, minimal disruption to passengers. On the day, you've got station manager and 3 duty managers, so staffing-wise, we'll be on the ground.
You know, it's a cast of thousands for this game. It's quite an impactful game for the whole of the region, and there's quite a lot at stake.
But the 2,500 football supporters are not the only fans who'll be arriving at Newcastle Station in 3 days' time. Rock superfan Paul will also be there on the big day.
That's my big country t-shirt from, I've not worn it 18 months.
Paul's getting ready for a marathon East Coast train journey following his idols, Big Country. Big who? Well, they were big in the 80s and they're still going strong.
So we've decided to go to Glasgow, Aberdeen, and Newcastle in 3 days. People have said I'm mad, but it's when you've got a passion for something. I think you should do it.
Paul's passion started when he was in the RAF, stationed in the Falkland Islands.
8,000 miles away from a wife. I'd been married less than a year. So then the music, that is when it really kicked in. That's all I live for, music. The album's called The Journey, and that's what we're going on. And we're all going on this journey because in life, that's what it's about. We're all on one big journey.
And his journey starts at the crack of dawn at Doncaster Station.
It's 6 o'clock and we're like 15 hours away before the first chords go from Big Country, but here I am now. I'm actually buzzing, waiting to, and I still have to wait 15 hours. That's what it is, it's crazy.
Paul won't be travelling alone. 3 stops up the line at Darlington, another Big Country fanatic joins him, and he's called Paul too.
So I've done, I reckon, 45, 46 gigs for Big Country. How many have you done now, you reckon?
This is my 180th tonight.
Your 180th?
180th.
So what's your next target? After tonight, 180, what would you
if I do another 20 next year, I'll do that and do 200.
To get 200?
To 200, yeah.
Wow.
Glasgow, and for one night only, home to the 2 Pauls musical heroes.
We're now in our Big Country mood. Come on, and look at Paul, look his all his badges, see?
Best band in the world.
The transformation, isn't it, yeah? This morning you saw what we are and we're just mental on Big Country. That's what it means for us still. These are all albums and essentially it's Paul's 108, Paul K's 180th gig, Big Country gig, you know. 180! That's my Big Country ticket. We're gonna have fun. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Certain days in the year test certain stations to the limit. At Durham, the team is getting ready for one of its biggest challenges. It's so dramatic that they have to draft in all the extra troops they can muster, including the A-team from Newcastle, John and Daz.
Extra pair of hands to bring the big guns out when they need to bring the big guns. Break the box and let me out. Morning, sir. You off to London? Yeah. Would you like us to take care of your bag and we'll put it in the guard's van, sir? And you'll be to collect that at the other end?
The team is preparing for what's known as the Exodus, the day Durham's 15,000 university students and all their worldly goods leave town.
Yeah, we're students at Durham and it's the end of term, so we're all going back to our homes, which is really exciting.
Never seen Durham Station have so many customer service people around, actually.
Yeah, they're really helpful as well, though.
Yeah.
We didn't have the help that we've got today, it would be a lot worse.
We've got marketing, we've got station managers down from Darlington, we've got the one that's in charge of Newcastle. Anybody that can find it's spare is willing to come and give them a hand for a couple of hours.
But the East Coast staff aren't just here to be helpful, as time is money. The team can't rely on sleepy-headed students to get themselves and their bags on board in time, and any delays can incur fines of thousands of pounds.
We've got 90 seconds to get a train from stop to start and off the platform, so when the wheels stop, the 90 seconds begin. If the train is delayed, we get fined for every minute of delay time that we incur. So there is high pressure on this.
Mission completed, and with a whole 10 seconds to spare.
So it's back in the trenches now, and we'll go crazy in another half hour.
Hiya. If you wish, aye.
I literally got my degree in it.
Oh, aye.
Just get on the train and fail.
Aye, not a problem. No. You can watch it go in safely. The only people who can go in is us with carriage keys. You have to be railway staff to get in.
I had 1 or 2 delays in the platform, but you've just got to accept that, take that on the chin.
By close of play, the supercharged Durham team have dispatched 10 trains, sending around 2,500 of Britain's brainiest and their dirty washing homeward bound. And they pulled it off without any costly delays.
It's been a cracking day. Enjoyed it. Back to Newcastle for the rest of my shift.
After a late night in Glasgow, rock superfans Paul and Paul have taken the train up to Aberdeen for the second gig of their big country marathon.
Slightly different day today in that we're going to check in a bit earlier, have a few drinks, and then we're just waiting for the phone call to go down and get involved with the sound check, which is none of us have ever been to a sound check, so it's all new stuff. It was a chance meeting with Mike Peters, and I politely asked him, and Mike politely said, of course.
The two Pauls have managed to get exclusive access to their hero's sound check, courtesy of lead singer Mike Peters.
I've never ever been to a sound check. You get up close and personal with the band, and that for me it's beyond dreams, it's beyond belief, because they're still heroes, but we can talk to them. At the end of the day, they're just normal people, and that's just blown away now, you know. And we haven't even seen the second concert yet.
I can understand the fans that travel night after night to see big country. I used to do it myself when I was a kid, following the Clash and the Buzzcocks, and I know that there's something in music, in rock music, that gets deep into the heart of a lot of people, and one show is not enough.
Tomorrow, the two Pauls will be back on a train bound for Newcastle. And they won't be the only ones, as thousands of football fans head for one of the most explosive local derbies of the year. But just how prepared is Newcastle Station for kick-off?
Heart racing, pulses up, temperatures up, nervous energies here. Before I started working on the railway, I was playing a lot of football. I was going on a lot of football trials and what have you. And I was meant to have one at sort of Ipswich Town and sort of one at Sunderland. You know, I come on the railway as a short-term sort of fix before I'd go on these trials, and I had my life mapped out. I was going to be a superstar footballer. It never happened like that, unfortunately. I come on the railway as a short-term fix, and I'm here 22 years later. You know, and it's all I know.
It's the day of the Newcastle-Sunderland football derby. It's a potentially volatile clash, and the station could easily become a flashpoint. Today, months of planning between East Coast trains and the police will be put to the test. This is always a tense fixture, but the stakes are particularly high today.
If Newcastle beat Sunderland today, I think we're 5 points clear of a relegation spots at the minute. So if Newcastle win today, we'll go 8 points clear. We've only a few games left, so Newcastle would be safe from relegation. So it's a massive game for both teams, you know.
It's 10 in the morning, and with a midday kick-off, the station's already filling up with local Newcastle fans as well as regular passengers. With thousands expected to pass through the station, anything that could be picked up and thrown must be cleared. But there's one object that's proving tough to shift.
Well, you'll get that off me, bummer. It's the deal off that will be the problem.
Someone's left a tricycle locked up to a railing, slap bang in the middle of the concourse.
We've tried to get in touch with NE1 to come and remove it, but they're not like us, they don't work weekends, so we're having it removed.
That's note that one. On this way.
The deal off the one.
Rest it on there. Right as close to the edge as you can.
Try as they might, the team can't cut through the lock, and with fans pouring into the station, drastic times call for drastic measures. Just in the nick of time, the first of several special trains packed with Sunderland fans is about to arrive.
This is a calm before the storm, and we've got everything, all the preparations in place, and we're just waiting for the special service to arrive. Ryan and the inspector at the moment, he's just waiting for confirmation, just to make sure that there's enough policemen to walk them to the ground.
The first of the special trains carrying Sunderland fans has just arrived. The plan is to keep them together, away from rival supporters and under police escort, all the way to the ground.
Tactical plan around meeting the special trains in is we'll ensure that there's a cordon in place, and then we'll escort those individuals off the train and out of the railway station. We're just making sure that we've got a sort of like a sterile corridor just to minimise any risk of disorder.
The Sunderland supporters are held in a car park at the edge of the station until all the special trains have arrived and the fans can be escorted to the ground.
I think it's important to say that the vast majority of the individuals who go to this football match are honest, decent, hard-working individuals. However, like any other typical event, a minority can potentially spoil it for the rest.
With the first wave of fans held in the car park, another football trainload arrives. Police rush back and repeat their routine.
Yeah, more than here, just so they can get the lines in order over there to escort them out.
Louise has held her nerve so far on a very tricky day.
There's women at work here who actually take like the day off because they would just hate. They hate Derby Day. But it can get really, really intimidating, and it's not a nice place to be when you've got sort of running battles outside and you've got people full of alcoholic beverage, sort of working ourselves, shouting and bawling. The police do show a presence out there, and they do police it quite well. But they cannot be everywhere all the time, and that's when the trouble starts.
But now the station is trouble-free, and the police are ready to escort the Sunderland fans to the match. But in 3 hours' time, they'll be back, and Louise and her team can only guess what mood they will be in then.
Okay.
Just saying it went off very well. Just hope the return's just as easy.
Yeah.
Sure it will be. Back to normal running for a few hours.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Time for a nice cup of tea, for everyone that is, except Mark. He has a wee problem to deal with.
All the Sunderland supporters come up here. I mean, obviously there's no toilets, so what's happened is that they've branched off, seen this nice little spot, and they've had to urinate on the back of the office. Could have been a lot worse, could be blood, we're mopping up, there's been no trouble, it's been well managed, so a little bit disinfectant's not the end of the world.
Land of hope and glory. I've got lots to do with this, is that right? My liege. My liege.
It may be calm now, but things are bound to hot up after the game.
If Newcastle win, the city centre have a good atmosphere about it. If Newcastle get beat, then we'll feel worse because of the fans. The natives will get restless and there will be disturbances, but let's just hope that there's a fair result up St James's Park today. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure that the home fans will be happy.
With Newcastle Station temporarily back to normal, another train is about to hit the tune. Rock fan Paul is completing the last leg of his epic East Coast journey following 80s rock idols Big Country. He's just got a message from his daughter, who's waiting at the station.
She's just sent me a text on the phone. Just read this in your stars, laugh out loud. Don't let them travel wear you down, because you'll feel a sense of achievement at the end of the day. How ironic. Now, that's fate.
Paul finally arrives at Newcastle to find the station a much quieter place than it was a couple of hours ago.
Just arrived at Newcastle, it's full of police and I've got my daughter now, so we're on the third gig. My third gig of this tour, the journey tour, and it's Fiona's first gig tonight in Newcastle. So it's a bit of excitement now because obviously Fiona's probably been listening to the album more than I have, but I've been listening to the live music, so I've got my musical buddy back now.
On his journey, Paul will have travelled over 700 miles and rocked along to 54 Big Country tunes.
Whenever I talk about Big Country, you know, my last two words are always stay alive. And I think Fiona knows, as and when I do pass away, I think on my tombstone will be stay alive. I'm in love with Big Country, and I don't admit in that. It's a passion that I have for music, and this band has taken me on a special journey, and this journey is going to continue for a few more years yet. So yeah, it's been really, really good and exciting.
Newcastle Station may be quiet now, but it's still a very tense time for some of the staff. Newcastle fan Mark doesn't quite have his mind 100% on the job.
5 minutes to kick off. Heart racing, pulses up, temperature's up. The nervous energy's here.
Hello, mate.
Nervous, mate?
Nervous? Alright, it's a couple of minutes again, isn't it, yeah? That's what it's like. Come on!
Go ahead. While the boys worry about the match, Louise's concern is what the result might mean for her station.
Everything that's happened today, it'll now be in reverse formation, so we'll have to be waiting for the fans to come back.
But for a safe operation on the station, I would like it to be a draw. It'd be good for us.
When the big game kicks off, Newcastle Station gets the good,
come on,
the bad,
what a nightmare,
and the ugly. The hotly contested Newcastle-Sunderland football derby kicked off 15 minutes ago. At the station, for Newcastle fans Mark and Daz, the love of the tune is too hard to resist.
No, we're not. No, not like that. No, we're not on the football page. No, we're not allowed to have that on the internet. Okay. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, no! Oh.
When Sunderland scored the first goal, Daz just can't keep his cool.
What?
Castle's getting beat.
Sorry, boss. Sorry.
The current score is 1-0 to Sunderland. Not very good.
Louise and her staff are worried. A Sunderland win would mean trouble is more likely.
If Newcastle win, then normally you'll find the Sunderland fans start leaving the stadium and they all don't come out all together, so that's good for us for crowd control in the station. If Sunderland win, then there could be a few disgruntled fans and perhaps a few fights.
Not good for us at Newcastle because, well, not good for me because I'm on all day. It might be rather a difficult shift, the rest of the shift.
It's not good for the football and it's not good for the supporters later on because it turns a little bit crazy, to be honest.
Oh, it's just still a goal!
Newcastle are 1 down and Daz is gutted.
Cece's getting chance after chance, but he's not putting out away.
60 minutes in and good news for Daz. It seems Newcastle have equalised.
Oh, come on! It means so much, man! It means so much!
Even better if we can pull another goal. Be a good result for us and make the shift go a lot easier.
But the Newcastle goal is disallowed. Daz is on an emotional roller coaster.
I said what was going on with it being offside. I only just noticed it is, aye.
I'm going to have a quick tour of it.
Okay, Phil, no problem, but I not bothered. Still, it's 1-0 to them still. What a nightmare.
And Daz's nightmare is about to get worse. With just 10 minutes to go, Sunderland score again.
Oh, Tower. They've just scored a wonder goal, Sunderland, like. What a goal. They haven't won since 2000 and this is it. This is their day to day, I think, like.
What is it now, 3-0? Oh well, at least one side will be happy. Thanks, you sit.
At the final whistle, Sunderland win 3-0 and Louise fears the worst.
The major concern now is just the clash between the Sunderland fans that are coming to use the station and Newcastle fans that are in the station.
It's not going to be a problem with the Sunderland fans because they're all going to be in good spirits because it's a cracking result for them. Unfortunately, for us, it's not so good a result.
It's an absolute nightmare when it kicks off and the supporters are each other's throats. It's not a nice place to be honest. It's a little bit intimidating.
You can see now we've got a lot of police in attendance now. They're obviously getting prepared for them coming down.
The police are escorting the Sunderland fans back to the station where Louise is waiting nervously.
They're on the way, Brian, are they?
What?
They're on the way.
Yeah, they're on the way. The escort's on its way down, so we'll hear them coming down the back of 4th Street. It's going to be one slick move in onto the station, onto the train, and then gone. That's the plan. So we'll see how it happens.
En route to the station, the victorious Sunderland fans taunt their Newcastle rivals who are growing increasingly agitated.
Yeah, for information, we've got large crowds, large crowds at the top of the west end of Newcastle Central Station, possibly estimate about 200, 250.
The police are trying to keep the sets of rival fans apart. But almost inevitably, it all starts to kick off.
Hey guys, you've heard what's said there. Massive problems with the Escort. People trying to attack them en route. So be on your game, please.
With skirmishes breaking out in the city centre, the police need to get the Sunderland supporters out of town fast. For Louise, it's becoming the stuff of nightmares. Suddenly, a large group of Newcastle fans break through into the station on the hunt for their rivals.
Apparently we've got a load of supporters coming down there, jumping over the barriers.
Dog handlers to the front end of the station. Dog handlers to the front of the station.
some supporters start throwing things at the police.
Oh, Charlie, November officers, draw your buy-ins! Draw your buy-ins! Something! Missiles been thrown, missiles been thrown!
While the police handle security, Louise's main concern is to protect the passengers in her station.
Just want to move back, you're going to get hurt here, OK? Move back.
Thrown missiles been thrown! Station, come on! Round the back!
So I'm going to ask you to move back in case he gets damaged.
What are collies? All unprotected officers, back to the front of the station! Back to the front of the station. Go on, let's get some call.
How did those fans get there? Do you know?
Don't know. I don't know. Guys, are you all right? That wasn't good, was it not? And what they've done is they've climbed over the gates and tried to get a platform 12 and thrown things. But that was bad.
Still determined to get at the Sunderland supporters, some Newcastle fans have begun to surround the station.
Is it the Newcastle fans that's throwing the stuff? What they're throwing the stuff at us for?
To protect everyone inside the station, the police form a human shield.
Basically what we've done, we've closed the front doors here because there's still a lot of Newcastle fans outside, obviously knowing that the Sunderland fans wanting to get on the train.
We were planning on going to get taxis, but obviously we're barricaded the station because the people throwing coal and cones, fighting. We can't get out of the station, we're locked in practically.
It's essential to get the Sunderland fans off the station before the situation gets worse.
Once they come and go, then open the station to all traffic. But they're on the way in now as we speak.
We need to get them as quickly as possible onto this set here and then out the station.
Finally, the Sunderland supporters board their trains.
Wasn't good. It was quite a scary situation because we're thrown things. We haven't had anything like that for the last three and a half years.
The skirmishes have left a trail of devastation.
I did tell you it does kick off when we get a result like this, as you can see by the damage and the missiles that's been thrown.
Even some vehicles in the staff car park have been damaged.
I think this is one of the worst hit ones. You can see the dent in the car. Well, they used these cars here to jump up onto the roofs to get the leverage over the fence. And that's how they've actually gotten onto the station, because this is all cordoned off. There's about 4 or 5 cars there that's damaged.
But it's not just the station that has felt the effects of a difficult day, it's been tough on its keeper.
Very distressing to see. This happening on my station. It's my second home. I spend the majority of my time here. And, you know, I'm responsible and I need passengers to feel safe here.
Derby Day has taken its toll on the Toon, leaving 29 arrests and 3 police officers injured.
I'm a Newcastle fan, I make no secret of that. And I think what the Newcastle fans done to our own city on Derby Day, it makes us a little bit ashamed. To smash up our own city centre, it's ridiculous. And they're just like, you know, we're not just smashing up our city centre, we're smashing up property that belongs to people who are working class. And they've got to go to work and they've got to work hard to pay for cars and car repairs and shops and little businesses getting windows put out and that. I think it's just a disgrace. You know, it's going too far. It's taking it way too far. And these aren't just kids, these are grown men. And unfortunately, on this occasion, it was the Newcastle United fans that let ourselves down big time. So yeah, on that day, it made us ashamed,